Hey! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Charisma Plus. How y'all doing? Yeah, is that what y'all do now? Every time before we start the episode, everybody's like talking. They're like, all right, we got 30 seconds before we start. And then
no one stops.
Like, all right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Charisma Plus. Welcome. We're glad to see you. We're on the 30th episode, I believe.
Oh, are you serious?
Man.
Oh, almost as old as me.
Yep.
Middle age, boy.
They get about to have the midlife crisis up in here.
Midlife crisis episode coming up.
I think it just started.
It started today,
So the first thing I guess that I was going to bring up is I saw in the comments, and then a couple people said this before, they were asking that why we do not do automatic successes on 20s.
Oh.
And so we'd bring it up that we do automatic successes during combat because that's in the rule book when it says they are successes and ones are failed. The reason we don't do it on skill checks is because that's just kind of silly. There are people that play that way out there, and it just seems to be kind of a misunderstanding that a nat 20 is just a success. But it's not. You're not going to go up to a god and be like, I'm a god. Let me make a persuasion check.
20.
20. I'm a god. He believes me. No, he doesn't. Because
there's literally moving mountains or anything like that.
Yeah, there's DCs that go up to 30. Like in this thing I got right here. Like nearly impossible. DC of 30. So if you roll a nat 20, you're not proficient in the skill. You have a +1 to it. You got a 21. And the flip side, I don't make you guys critical fail on skill checks when you roll a 1. If you have like +10, you got 11. Good job. You're better than the average person still on a complete failure on a 1. But anyway, there are just enough people that asked me about that I figured I would tell you that's just it. If you look in the book, it never mentions critical successes and skills or saves. And that's just how we roll. And usually, if something is impossible, there's different ways you can do it. If there's something that's just it's impossible for you to do, like moving a mountain, you're not going to roll for it anyway. And so then let's say if you guys can do it, more than likely a 20 will get you by. And I think that's maybe where some of the confusion comes in too. Because usually when you roll a 20, you do the thing you want to do. Anyway, let's look at some art. Yay!
Hey!
So we got, boom. If I can drag it in here. Oh no, it's not working.
That's nice.
The art won't drag in. Why won't the art drag in?
What's the thing on the side?
Oh, boo.
Boo.
Can't drag it in.
What's that?
It won't drag in. I don't get it. All right, well, that's okay because, hey, we can make this happen. Let me open this up over here to the side. And add a scene here.
Oh, God, that's that art right there.
Display capture.
It's really,
Okay.
that's realistic. Oh.
Yeah, you guys can see
Oh my
the
goodness.
same displays here, huh?
Oh my
The
goodness.
Matrix is breaking.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
Breaking. Don't worry. We're almost there. Hang on.
The fourth
Let me
wall.
Let me just shrink this
Are we
down
real?
some.
Oh, God. The whole life
And
is a
right
lie.
here.
What's
Almost
going on?
Almost
I mean,
there.
I like where I am.
Oh,
There's like 2 of me there.
okay.
Me too. Very good.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Hey, I'm done.
Let's just leave.
Let's
Okay.
go. I'm done. Feels so good.
Get out of here.
All right. So we're going to do it this way because sometimes OBS messes up and I can't do anything about it. But anyway, this is Leopold right here.
Oh,
man,
man.
there's
Just looking just
Look at him
fantastic.
go.
That
Look
cape,
at
yeah.
that guy. Look at
They
that
got you
guy
the
right
Superman
there.
colors and everything.
Yeah.
Superman colors. That's what you
Even
want.
showing just a little bit of his elbow, showing a little skin.
A little bit
Just a little
skin.
skin.
Little skin.
A little bit sexy bow.
So we got there we go.
Oh.
We got some
Is that a
Vanessa.
Bellzone? Oh, Vanessa.
Oh,
This is Vanessa.
dream.
Should I pick
What you
Osborne?
talking about?
Oh, there's Prince Leroy guy. Or
Leroy.
Sorry, Leroy
Leotard.
from Curse last time. I forgot.
Oh, so great.
And then we got let's see what else we got here. We got Hamo looking
man.
freaking just
Dang.
Oh,
Look at Chisel.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking so mean right
He's
there.
back until he finds the phone.
Uh,
Then he'll smile.
we got someone we was talking about this earlier. Is someone made this joke? Wow, this episode of Charisma Plus was great. It was really funny and uplifting to watch. Death.
Every time, man.
Every
Having a
time,
good time, and it's like, nah, we need to kill someone.
Shifting gears. I love doing it. Let's see here. We got some AO right here.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Nice.
Oh.
That beard though. Look at that.
So mysterious.
Yeah.
So mysterious.
I don't trust him.
We got some bell here.
I love this one.
Oh, that
It's
is
so
so cute.
cute.
That's legit.
It has like all freckles and moles and stuff too, which
Yeah.
I
Those
have.
little pointy toes.
So cute.
Then someone bought a Cruiser Plus shirt.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thank
girl,
Yeah.
you're styling.
And we got someone that wrote
A poem.
Oh yeah.
Now it's probably too small for everyone to read, but if you go to hashtag Cruiser Plus, you should be able to
You
find
can
it
read
in
the
the
whole
art. You
thing.
can read it.
It's really good.
Read it
It's
to me.
really cool.
It's too long.
That's the Scrying and Zarini.
Oh, I
never mind, don't
love
read that,
this.
no.
Oh, that was really
This
cool.
is
What?
so
What?
cool.
Got Emilio in the background.
It's got all of us in the
Oh,
background.
yeah.
Yeah, you're all there.
Yeah, everybody's there.
Yeah, there's the horse. I see what you're talking about over
It
there.
was like really detailed too. Like I was looking.
That's really cool.
I
Yeah.
look when I look at the doors, you know, I'm like, oh, they go, who's that guy? I'm like, oh, he's holding his head. Then I saw the beard.
Yeah.
So it's detailed pretty well. Like,
Yeah, you're holding your head over here.
It's
This
got a
guy.
lot of work into it.
Let's
It's
see.
really awesome.
Then we got dim stats.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
their dream.
This is someone else's
Or someone else
D&D
can-
group. All of the like the women in their D&D
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
story, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're thick characters.
Man, they got
Them thick.
some fine characters in there.
Man.
Yeah, they got
What
some
the hell are we doing
fine
here?
ladies.
I think Scrying and Osron need to lead this game. And
Yeah.
I don't know,
Good-
they look
good
happy
choice,
over there.
Megan.
Yeah. No guilt, nothing, just money and women. Perfect.
Well, I got this pulled up. There's actually one more thing I got to show you guys. Let me go back and get out all this. One more thing that we want to see
Whoop,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Oh,
Facebook.
Put it.
All right.
right here.
No!
This is Zane-
Oh, we hit 100 subs, baby.
Zane's twerk hand.
We hit 100 subs.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
yeah.
Oh man!
Yeah, working it. Working it. Oh, bring it in. Get it out there.
Yeah! Yeah! Sped up! I like the sped up.
Oh, yeah.
Can I
So-
can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Does your back move? Because I didn't see no back movement at all.
More. I watched the tutorial the night before.
So you practiced it in your bedroom
No,
before you did it on Twitch.
Upstairs.
Of course you
Yeah.
While you're sleeping, I'm twerking. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
And the girl in the video tripped me out. She goes, "These are regular hands. These twerk hands." That's why I made it.
Oh,
Either way, congratulations, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big milestone, and that was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I promise
Worthy of a
them,
twerk.
promise them I'd throw a twerk out there.
Yeah. Throw my twerk.
Yeah.
Them twerk. Them twerk.
Oh, man. Yeah, the butts in the chat.
Hmm.
All right.
Butts in the check.
Mary, we're sponsored by Doritos today, I reckon.
Yeah.
Doritos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sponsored by Doritos.
The best purple bag.
Let's see if we can
Purple
get
bag, baby.
this in there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
No, you can see that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big strawberries back.
We needed one from Red Bull as well.
Yeah, one for Red Bull, yo.
Hey, hold up. People that make Sour Patch. What the hell happened to the strawberry ones? I seen once. Once. Need those back.
I love how they've got like in big letters a fat-free food because it's just 100% sugar.
Yeah, it's just all sugar. That's all it
There's
is.
no fat in
It's
it.
not good for you, but
Anyway.
it's got no fat in
They
it.
gotta
Anyway.
sell it
Well,
somehow.
it has no fat.
We're not sponsored. We're just.
I think it might be gluten free too.
Anyway,
Throw it around.
let's hop back into the game. So where we last left off, some stuff had happened. Last episode, to see the prince rode off with the parting story of Vanessa, the love.
He was sent away, by the way.
He is sent away. He is discarded to the side by Ao. Scared him off. Flexed
Yeah.
at him. Reno appeared from a portal in the middle of town and landed, confused, but he had a jar of glue for for Oseron.
Appreciate it.
Let's see. You guys had what happened? There's some stuff happened before that. You guys, what happened? You guys were in the
There's a whole
bar.
bar thing, and
You guys fixed Ruby,
The pickle lady.
the pickle lady.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the
I think
whole
there was a bunch of messing
Big
around.
Bertha, baby.
There wasn't
Bertha.
any major things happening. I don't
Yeah,
think,
nothing
really.
major, just a lot of
The
cleaning up.
fucking thieves guild thing.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
towards the after a good episode of messing around, cleaning up some loose ends and such, you guys finally got a rest. It was 2 episodes. You guys finally went to sleep. But during the night, 4 figures showed up and they spoke to Ao and Hymo. And they spoke of the coin and they spoke of who would step up to lead the Pearl's Reach. Thieves Guild. They spoke to Hamo about cleaning up Arcus, the old leader of Little Fort. Hamo turned him down, said he would not accept the hit, and they left.
They were mad at me too.
And then the following morning, Ruby alerted the party, said that she smelt a lot of blood, and you guys investigated the burnt down bar and found the body of Thorvald stabbed to the wall, flayed open, and skinned. And all the knives stuck into the body on the hilts had masks that resembled the ones that you guys had seen the night before. One smiling, one laughing, one sad, and one angry. And that was all that you guys found in the room, I believe. Aside from the body, there's only with the raging fire to the south. Most of the authority figures in this city, as far as you guys know, are gone. There's one guard that was posted outside the front door, or the front gate. And I believe that's where we left off. I can't think of any super important details that we need to bring back up. I'm pretty sure you guys were in the room. You guys got some of the Thieves Guild members came from the lower room.
It was Mandrake, an elf with orange and the elves with orange and black headbands, and others from the fort.
Yeah.
And they were all terrified of us.
Yeah, they saw you guys and they saw the scene. They were scared, but I think the one with the headband helped. Took the curtains down from the windows and to wrap the body in. And I think that's where we left off, right there. So yeah, you guys are still in here. You got the body wrapped up. You found some clues. The guard that still seems to be not too sure what to really do is just still kind of around, not doing much. What do you guys want to do?
We did tell him to get some people he trusted to
That's
help
right.
clean up.
That's right. He did leave to go try to find some people that he trusted in town to help him take care of this.
Yeah, I didn't write it down, but I believe that the thieves told us the best way we could help was by leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems everyone's mostly in shock, and then you guys are the strangers in town. No one seems to be openly suspecting anyone right now, are you guys? But it is tense.
Yeah. Just 1 second. Our row needs to shift that way because we're not centered. Heath's being cut off, and everyone in the chat's getting mad about it. So you need to come here.
Seriously,
they're not getting mad.
Watch you on the camera.
They're saying they need more AO.
Yeah.
So
Just get a little bit more, Mary, and put the bag of Doritos down so they can actually
Get on
see.
camera and then see if they will come find you.
Straight Godzilla. That
All right, so yeah, you guys are left with this body. A couple of the guild members are still there. The guard has left to go find help, basically. What do you guys want to do?
you're welcome, guys. All right, I want to head straight into the forest. Really, we still have a horse and a cart here in town. It's tied up in the stables.
I got a horse.
Yeah, we have 2 horses. All right, we have 2 horses and a cart.
I mean, I can get a horse. If you need. Just saying. I can buy one.
Hey,
I guess
yeah.
we'll
You never just
leave
put
the
enough
scene
money-
as it is. Trust that whoever they bring back to help will clean this up, and I guess we'll head to the tavern door.
Okay, you guys heading out.
Yeah.
Ruby's still with you guys. No one's gathering up outside or anything. Like, there's no commotion. Doesn't seem like anyone's aware that anything has happened yet. But yeah, you guys can load up. You guys rode a cart into town,
Yeah.
so you guys still have your cart and your horse, and then the extra horse. So if you guys wanted to go, and I believe the forest that Thorvald directed you in was the northeast of town. I'm not too sure if I ever said, but just for the sake of you guys having somewhere to go, it's the northeast of town.
That's exactly what you said it was.
Yep, sure did. Yep, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's taken us a little bit to get in this game today. We all realized that it was about to be late, and so we kind of threw this together and sat down. It's like, okay,
Right.
so that's
Two things.
the
Okay.
explanation of the last game is kind of lacking because I'm like, what all happened? I don't even remember right now.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, so.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyway, so yeah,
I wouldn't know where the card is, so I'm just gonna kind of stand here and kind of like
yeah,
just look at the town a little bit, and, like trying to figure out exactly where I am.
yeah. As you just appeared last night.
Yeah.
Did we even walk up and talk to Ray? Anybody?
Oh yeah, you guys talked.
I'm
Yeah,
sure we
talked
talked a
about
little
it.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys camped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kept
Okay.
up for a night. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we metagame though.
Yeah. You-
Dodge.
You wanna come stay in my room?
I don't think Jaimo's told us about his family yet.
No, I told you about the thing. Well, talk about it.
Okay. Sorry, guys. We're into it now. We're into
Yeah,
it
yeah,
now.
we're
We're
good
just-
now. We're good now.
For the sake
Getting
of
in.
everybody on the same page, Mary, you've already been out here investigating
Yeah.
the woods to the northeast.
Yes. I
And so
have
you already
been.
know there's something going on. You haven't gone to the woods, but you and Mary, or you and Ruby, were out here. Jaimo, you got your directions, and you've also told the whole party about. Some of
Yeah,
your
I've
stories
told everyone
anyway.
that's where we need
So
to
they
go.
are aware that there's something in the woods,
Yeah.
and then that your family is also hiding out in these woods alive. Last time everyone's seen him, and that Arcus, the old elf guild leader that retired, has now his the master ones didn't seem to know where he was for whatever reason, and no one is. I think Thorbot told you that he was still in town, but no one really directed where. And so yeah, you guys are. If you guys want to head in that direction, since lack of anything else really to do at this point. You guys can definitely load your stuff up, prepare, armor, everything. I'm sure you guys already put it on this morning when you guys woke up.
Yep.
Mhm.
Ready. You're ready to go.
You guys are ready for adventures. All right. You
All
guys,
right, I'm gonna start riding Emilio northward.
So you're gonna ride on your own?
I'm gonna wait for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
And AO leaves.
Honestly,
all right, so you can ride
right,
your
so-
horse alone, and who's driving the cart?
I will sit in the front of the cart, but I won't drive it because my animal
How about you
handling is
driving?
not very high.
You trying to?
Yeah,
who's
Try-
particular good at? No one.
I got a +1.
I usually roll pretty well on animal handling.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah, you
Are
do.
you animal handling?
Tony.
Are you drifting?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you guys. No worries, you guys aren't doing anything crazy, so you can ride out of town for sure and head to the north side.
I think we'd all be feeling pretty solemn after
Yeah.
what we
Right.
just witnessed.
Oh, yeah. So you guys, maybe in silence and reflection of what you guys just witnessed, and pondering on some of the connections on some of your characters from the previous night, you guys head to the north side of town, or follow the road, the rest of town to the north, outside the gates. On the opposite side of the town, it kind of goes into mostly open field to the left, and then to the right side of the road. In the distance, you can see the edge of the forest on the other side of the field. And there's a couple of houses out here that are spread out. This is mainly farmland here. And when I say fields, I don't mean grassy fields. I mean fields for plowing and such.
Harvest and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And most of these are empty at the end of the year. The end of the year harvest has already happened. They haven't planted well, they haven't planted anything. Yeah, it's dirt fields mostly. But again, there's paths going to each of these little farmhouses that are out there. And Mary, you were the one that was in this area before.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone's gonna be looking to you for direction. You can lead them in to where your discoveries of this cursed area of the forest would be, if you'd like.
Yeah. So what Ruby and I learned when we were out and you guys were away at the vineyard was that this forest, which I'm sure you've all heard now, people generally don't come back from it. They don't know exactly what happens in there. Many people have gone adventuring in to try and find the secrets to it, but they don't come back. But I do know that that is where the next pillar is. I do know that we would all need to go in together. So, are we willing to do this?
Absolutely. Jaimo.
Yeah.
What do you know about where your family is?
Yeah. Oddly enough, somewhere around this area.
You
Obama
said-
didn't have too many details.
You said they were inside the forest.
Yeah. They're actually around this area. He's pointing me in the northeast. So I guess we can kill two birds with one stone. Just keep an eye out. But pillars, right now, we need to figure out what's going on with the building. I would think. But we'll see what happens.
So we keep heading.
Okay.
Yeah. Start walking in.
Asran, your head is not falling off anymore now that you got this nice tight glue on here, and Raynor still in his tattered clothes and
Looking a little buffer than
Yeah,
usual.
he's looking fit right now.
looking quite larger than he was before. Yeah, you guys head to the northeast and you go down. It's just a short ride to the edge of the woods and to the area. The tree line, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There is a single house that this path leads up to. If you guys continue to follow the path at the edge of the woods, it's just a small hut with a small area, like a stable, to the side of it. You can see there's no horses. There's no candlelight. It's daylight right now, but there's no light coming from inside the house, and the blinds are open. It looks like no one's here. It looks abandoned just from the outside. Doesn't look like there's been much upkeep. And yeah, this is the last. This is where the road ends before you go into the woods.
So you guys want to see if anyone's home?
We might as well. They might have. They would probably have the most information about the forest, seeing as they live here. They would know people who have gone in, and they'd be able to tell us if anyone's come out.
They at least know the surroundings.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Maybe they can give us a direction as well,
Yeah.
if there's someone there.
All in agreement?
Absolutely.
All right, so you guys want to stop in front of this?
Yeah, we're gonna approach the hut.
Okay, go into this small shack, this hut. So just pull up again. No one comes out to greet you, and you can see there's no. A little bit closer to the house, you can see that even the grass around the place is kind of just grown up and just disorderly. Like no one's taking care of it at all.
I'll lead Emilio to the stables and tie him up, and I guess walk to the front door.
Yeah.
Knock.
Belle will get down and
Yeah. All
do
right.
the same.
What's your
I'll
best?
step,
Minus
I'll step
levels.
down and follow.
Yeah, you guys want to just tie up and leave
Yeah,
it,
might
put the
as well.
cart here since you just looking at the forest from where you are, you're not going to be able to take this cart into the woods.
Yeah.
Go up and knock.
Yeah, not, there's no answer.
Try the door.
The door's locked.
Hello?
And you wait, and no answer. Just the breeze, and the wind.
Their windows?
There are windows.
I go and look in one of the windows.
The windows are open. You can see the curtains that are open, but they just kind of go into this small. It's really just one room. There's one open room, but you can see there's cobwebs and dust. There's a bed that's been made, and there's no one here from what you can see.
I'll just do my due diligence and check the door for traps.
Yeah, nothing there.
Okay. Pick the lock.
Yeah, it's a simple lock. You can get open, no problem.
Okay. Open the door. Kind of peek in.
Yeah, creak in, and you're met with just like the stagnant house and dusty smell.
It's been sitting there for a long time, stagnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking in, you can see just out of the ordinary, nothing really. Just like that, someone lived here. There's no clothes left out. There's no food out. It looks kind of like whoever was here intended to come back, but they cleaned up before they left as well.
Is there like any paperwork or a map anywhere?
You can, if you go in and looking around the room.
Yeah.
You can look in the kind of a nightstand, basically beside the bed. If you're gonna open any drawers and look on top of the nightstand, there's just a candle, and that's it.
Check the drawers.
Yeah, but I'd
Nothing.
let you. I
Yeah.
assume you guys are gonna like look and try to figure out.
Yeah, we're gonna look around.
You can find a couple of papers and writings and some letters, and just from reading it, you see the name of Arcus listed on some. But these papers don't seem to be anything really important, just more of friends, family, and such.
Does this seem to be Arcus's place?
Yeah, just look like
Are there
Boys
clothing
have
in the
They-
drawers?
they are addressed to him. These letters,
Okay.
they are addressed to him. There's what in the drawers?
Clothes?
Clothes. There are clothes in the drawers.
Male clothes? Female clothes?
Male
baby
clothes, single male clothes, looks like a thin, tall person.
Okay.
There's obviously a place in this drawer where there was like some clothes that have been taken out, like that he may have packed a pack with him or something.
Okay.
There's no cloaks or shoes or anything.
Okay.
It looks like whatever stuff like that he's wearing at the moment, or was wearing. Just,
I'm gonna go up to the dresser and pick up one of the shirts.
Yeah.
And try to put it on.
oh yeah, go to try to put it on.
Yeah.
Let's see. You may look and like try to find something that's a little larger in here. Maybe a little stretchy material. It's kind of a tight fit.
Some
You find,
spandex.
Just cut off the sleeves.
you find
Oh,
a,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to
Yeah.
you find
like if it's too tight, I just
you,
Yeah.
can find, you can find kind of a white. Well, I don't know what they're actually called. Those old white shirts. They usually use them as undershirts in like the old
A tunic.
movies where they kind of cut
Okay.
off the arm. They kind of got the tie front. You
Ooh.
know,
Oh, like a
Ooh,
pirate shirt?
sexy.
yeah, kind of like a
Yeah.
pirate
Like a-
shirt without the frills.
Get
A
the-
romance
uh,
couple kind of
there you
shirt.
go.
I like
Yeah,
that.
kinda
Okay.
fun.
Fabio.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and pop off the sleeves.
Yeah. All right, cool. And you got like you can see Ray's much larger chest kind of just sticking out from the
Yeah,
the time a little bit.
Got a good form to it. Yeah.
Tiny little. I'm not going to
Some-
finish that.
Oh,
I'm not
some
gonna
chest
finish
hair?
that
Yeah,
sentence.
sure.
Yeah. But yeah, just from
Tiny
what you
little
guys have
dragon
found,
nips.
as far as letters and this goes, this seems to obviously be Arcus's place,
Okay.
but he's not here.
I'll just put everything back to where I found it. Close all the drawers and stuff.
Bell's going to look outside. Is there any evidence of like a personal garden, like a veggie patch, or like there is like
Oh, yeah.
evidence that they've probably lived there for
Oh yeah,
Longer
this,
than, like, a day?
All the places out here, if you just look off in the distance, you think you can see other little like small areas where they grow like home vegetables, and then the fields of not grass, fields of whatever they grow is out here. Nothing right now, but you know.
yeah,
But yeah, definitely self-sustaining places out here.
yeah.
I guess the only thing to point out that you may find that Ao may find odd himself is that you don't find any weapons that are hidden away in here.
Is there anything in the backyard, like
It's probably the
Like a
garden and all that
cellar.
stuff.
Like a cellar or anything in the back?
yeah?
There's a cellar in the back.
Bell goes into the cellar.
Yeah, it's locked.
Bell does not go into the cellar.
But if you go around back to look, there is the double door cellar that has a simple lock on it.
Ayo, come
Yeah.
open this.
Sure. Walk up to where she is.
Yeah. And there sits this cellar door with a simple padlock on it.
All right, I'm gonna pop the lock.
Yeah, you can get it open easy. Again, it's a
Yeah,
simple
sure,
lock.
yeah.
Nothing complicated. And I guess the only kind of thing that would pass off to you, like again, like no weapons, and then if this guy was the
Like this guy packed up and left with all his stuff.
yeah, and then if he's
All his
also
adventuring gear.
a master thief, that it seems that he's gone to the effort to not look as such, as these locks should be much harder than they are.
Right.
But yeah, you can pop the lock and you can open up the cellar door and you get kind of a smell, like a kind of a. It would be the same as rotten food you smell coming from the cellar, and it leads down not very deep, maybe 7 or 8 steps down, just enough to where you can walk in.
Just kind of peek inside, see what I see. Probably just rotten food.
Yeah, with your dark
Okay.
vision, you see that there were crops in here. Most of them were wilted and rotten.
He hadn't been here in a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then some dried meats that are hanging. You can see that the flies and maggots have long fed, and there's nothing much, but just there's nothing left, barely on the hooks.
Okay. I'm going to walk toward the tree line and see if I see any kind of trail leading into the forest.
Okay, yeah, actually, right there on the edge behind this house, there's a obvious trail that just I would say obvious. There was a trail that's kind of grown up a little bit, but you can tell that there's once a trail here that was well traveled.
All right, so guys, ready to do this? I think it's best we stick pretty close together.
I
It's a
agree.
good idea.
I'll follow.
Okay, you guys preparing to head out into the woods?
Yeah, so we'll leave our cart.
Mhm.
Can we take our horses, or does it look like it would be too
This is
difficult
pretty.
to take
It's
them
pretty
in?
thick. If you're gonna try to bring these horses along, it's gonna slow you down more than help you.
All right. Well, I'll start tying up the horses into the stables.
Mhm.
All right.
All right,
Ruby, are you
Mhm.
ready?
And she's kind of nods her head.
No, it's kind of weird. I turned down the contract to kill him last night.
To kill who?
Why did they want him
Arthur.
dead?
I don't know. I don't even know who it was.
Who wanted him dead?
The same faces that won the daggers that we found at Thorvald. There were 4 guys that came to me in the middle of the night, and they offered me a gold coin and a pearl, and they wanted Arthur. And I told them that I wouldn't do it because he was the one reason that my family was still alive.
Well, that means Arcus is still alive too.
Hopefully.
Well, they couldn't have sent someone to kill him if he wasn't.
Yeah, man.
They seem knowledgeable. They would know if he was alive or dead.
It's just kind of weird though because I've been, got that gap of time that I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden they find me now and ask me. Just kind of something's not right about it.
I guess we weren't the only strangers in the town that day.
All right.
For clarification, was Argus elf or human or what?
He's elf.
It was elf.
He was an elfin? Okay. Okay.
Cool. All right. So you guys,
I just wait for everybody to get ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
everybody ready to go? Any last requests before you guys go into the forest?
Question.
Mhm.
Did all my stuff come back with me?
Oh yeah, you still have your bag. Did you have? No, you didn't have one of the shareable bags, do you? Okay, you have your bag, and looking through your bag, you find everything's still there, but there's something in there, and no matter how much you try to get it out, you can't reach it. It just doesn't seem to come to you. Usually when you reach into your bag, you have something in mind and it
You have
comes
to
to
visualize it.
you. Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's something in there, and you can tell it's there, but you don't know what it is, and you can't quite get it.
Dang it. Okay. So it's just gonna bug me? Okay. So I just
Right
keep
on my
reaching
notes.
in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Something in there.
Keep placing your hand in there and then calling for this item that you're not sure what it is, but it should come to the top so you can grab it, but it does not.
do I get like a color or a...
You just kind of see like this hazy shadow, and you can't really make out much. It's kind of a haze. Something is there, but you just can't tell.
I'll look at Raynor before we walk in. It's a nice shirt.
I start flexing a little bit.
Could have just asked me for one of mine.
Or like, I wanted to cover up the midriff. So like your shirt would kind of hit me halfway.
Oh, well, okay. I figured it was about the same size.
All right. So you guys step into the forest. Dun, dun,
Just
dun.
beforehand, you said that everybody that went into the forest had gotten lost.
As far as every story you've heard is, ain't
If
nobody
not-
come back out of here.
Yeah.
I can't get lost.
Can't get lost.
Wander.
All right.
Have an excellent memory for maps.
You just need a map.
yeah. If only you had a map, right? No, that's okay. That'll actually that'll work out great. You have an excellent memory of terrain and like direction you're heading and such.
Probably doesn't affect like magically induced getting
Yeah.
lost.
So
Yeah.
you may be in for a bamboozling soon. All right, so everybody's coming in. Is there a certain order you guys want to go in, or anything you guys want to like
All right, I'm going
prepare
first.
before you go in?
You
Or?
want me first?
Yeah.
Bellhead's in second.
Yeah.
I assume Ruby's
alright.
coming third then.
I'll pull out the staff of wizard kind and just kind of have it with me.
Okay, yeah, get your staff ready.
I'll come in last.
You in last? Head the rear up. All right.
I'll be behind Ao.
Okay. All right. So Ao's leading the way, right? Or
Yeah.
okay. Who's behind Ao?
I am.
House run? Okay. All right, you guys step in, and as you step in, Ao, you have an affinity for magic. As soon as you step foot into this grass, you can just feel
Feel
that
it?
something has changed. You don't know what, and it seems distant, but yeah, something, you can feel something. And the same with the rest of the elves in the party as you guys step in, even you. You can feel that there's something kind of odd. The human and the dwarves, you don't catch anything, but the rest of
Great.
you just kind of makes what hairs you have just kind of stand up a hair. And you guys go in. so far, as you guys go in, you walk.
I'm gonna try to stick to the kind of inlaid trail that I guess Arcus was
Yeah.
traveling.
Yep, you follow that, and again, like this it's kind of grown up a little bit, but you can tell, like, kind of if you were there yourself, where the obvious path would be, and you can kind of see the space between the trees. As you follow this, the grass actually seems to kind of get a little shorter, and until you're back onto a dirt smooth path.
I'm gonna look up. Can I see the sky?
Cannot. There's kind of when you look up,
Is there a
it's
huge
still
canopy?
well, there's the canopy, but there's also like this kind of fog is in the distance. Like the lighting hasn't changed from when you came in. It still seems like it's sunny, but as you look up, you can just kind of see this haze above you, where your vision that you should be able to see the treetops is just, you can just kind of see the low hanging trees, and it goes into kind of a gray nothingness.
On the treetops, how tall are the trees?
The trees that are around you, these are old. They'd probably be like tall trees. You know, these have been here a while. This is old woods.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can see some short trees around too, and you can see the top of those.
I'm gonna take a peek, a look around, and do I see any wildlife or anything?
Looking around, you don't see any wildlife. There's still the sounds of birds and bugs in the distance.
Okay.
It still seems normal, but as far as like seeing birds or like chipmunks or squirrels or anything, you don't notice anything. But what you do notice is that as this grass kind of gets lower and lower and goes back into a dirt path, there are footprints, there are tracks out in front of you guys.
Foot size, does it look human or elven or halfling?
There are kind of several of them. They all kind of seem to be walking over each other. If you, anybody that's looking like a survival, perception, or investigation check, if you guys want to try to take a look at them and see if you can get anything out of it.
I'll help AO.
You can help them out. All right.
All right, so I guess advantage then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You said perception or investigation or survival.
Yeah.
Let's go investigate. Oh, let's go perception.
All right.
All right, it's 18 plus 8.
26.
26. Or 12. So let's go 26.
Well, using your perception as you're looking at these,
Heck.
you see them, but you can also see like the different sizes and such, and just
It's different.
By your count, you count about 6 different footprints, different sizes.
Different people.
Yeah.
Okay. They all heading in the same direction.
They're all heading in the same direction, and with that, one of these footprints doesn't look like a boot or a shoe. It kind of looks more like a some kind of a large animal.
Mm-hmm.
You can see like kind of claws at the tip of each footprint.
Like really big claws.
No, not really, not huge, but
Like a dragony foot.
I was thinking like direwolf or some bear.
no, it's definitely not like woven or anything.
Okay.
But just you can't. On this, you can make the survival check to see if you can identify like what kind of animal would make this.
Good. 18.
18. With the claws and the feet, it's either a very large bird or some kind of a reptile.
Okay. Guys, just keep a lookout. There's definitely been some people walking through within the last maybe day.
They do look recent.
Yeah. They seem to have some kind of animal with them as well. Just keep your eyes up.
You know, maybe people come into this forest and never come out because it is amazing. I mean, maybe there's this whole city in here that no one knows
I
about.
don't get a very welcoming feeling.
And just looking around the woods as you say that, Mary, this is a very like lush and green forest. Like it's
Beautiful.
It's if it wasn't for this strange fog in the air, this would be an absolutely beautiful forest. And then you have this dirt path in front of you, of course.
Is the path narrow, like we're walking one at a time, or is it become wider as we've gotten
It's
further
opened
in?
up and become a little wider, so you don't have to walk single file.
Yeah.
It's kind of when you came in, it just kind of opens up a little bit to where that you can walk, 4 beside each other if you wanted to.
Does the path go more than one direction, or does it go just?
It continues one direction for now.
Okay.
Let's see. If anybody's got a proficiency in Arcana, you can make a roll, or even a nature. One of the two. You can kind of make a roll to see if you can get a little more information. Have just looking around.
22
Which one was that on?
Arcana.
Arcana. Your general forest that you've seen before, like you've all seen them, and they've all kind of had like leaves on the ground. There's been dead plants. Everything looks alive and vibrant. There's no leaves on the ground. From your knowledge and what you've read, you would say that a circle of druids takes very good care of this forest.
Okay. I'll relay the information. There may be druids around.
Druids.
Druids are wonderful. Ruby and I stayed with a bunch of druids. That's how we learnt about the pillar in the first place.
Not all druids are nice.
Well, maybe these will be. Let's just continue forward.
And then for you and your the knowledge you have in reading and such about druids, that they are like a private and hermit clan. They don't usually come out and talk to many people, but there hasn't really been many. No one's really said much about getting attacked by druids. Anyway, you guys are free to continue on.
Okay, I'm going to continue following these footsteps, but I'm going to take a look back and see if we're leaving footprints.
As you're walking and you look back, you do see footprints that you're leaving on top of these.
Okay.
Give me one more perception check.
21.
21. These same reptile bird-like footprints are being left behind, brand new.
You said brand new?
Gray, how your feet looking lately?
Showing one of my feet.
And your,
Does it match?
it does. His reptile dragon-like foot that does not fit into a boot is leaving the same track that you see that's behind you and that is leading
And
you.
in front of us.
I'm going to just take out a dagger and make an X on the ground
Okay.
and continue forward.
All right. You do that, and you guys continue forward. And you just made this in the dirt, in the ground? Okay. You guys head for a little while, a little bit longer. We'll say that you guys travel in for like another 30 minutes. It's kind of the same thing. There's just the single path. These footprints are still in front of you and behind you. The forest doesn't suddenly get darker or anything like that. It just kind of stays the same, this kind of haze. And then you can kind of see in the distance, as your view distance is gone down, as you can also see this haze off into the forest. But you can still see a good, couple of 100 feet out. It's just you also see the fog in the distance. In front of you, you can see you actually start noticing there's another set of footprints in front of you. Sorry. And in the distance, you see a figure that seems to be walking ahead of you guys. Kind of at the edge, kind of at this is like where you're walking now is completely straight, but you can kind of see this haze of a figure in the distance.
Did I see the X on the ground as we continued on?
You haven't passed that.
Okay. Okay, guys, we got somebody coming up right in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys want to do? Just yell out to him?
We should probably just say hello. Beforehand, though, maybe I should see if there's any magic.
Absolutely.
You're gonna detect some magic.
I'm gonna detect some magic.
All right. Are you gonna cast it as a spell, or do you want to do it as a ritual to where you? I believe it has ritual casting, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can do it as a ritual.
You can. It takes 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual,
Yes.
so it may not be the opportune moment. You guys see this figure, but you're free to, if however you want to do it.
Yeah, I'll do for 10 minutes. I'm sure we can follow him behind quietly for 10 minutes. That's not super long period of time.
Yeah, you can walk and cast, but it does have spoken parts to it, I believe.
How far in front of us is he?
It's a pretty good bit, but I mean,
More than 30
and
feet?
if you heard some, like in the woods where you guys are, if you heard someone talking in the distance, you'd be able to hear them.
Yeah.
That's right. And I usually like start banging my cowbell in order to do rituals.
I'm not.
Well,
I
it's
guess,
just
I'm not trying to tell you
verbal.
how to do it. I'm just like explaining
Right.
the situation in total, so that if anything
Well,
crazy
yeah,
happens, then
yeah.
you understand why.
Go ahead and cast that.
Yeah, all right. I'll cast it as a spell.
Yeah.
So I can see auras around anything magical within 30 feet of
Hmm.
myself.
Well, as you look around,
Practically everything.
everything,
Everything starts
Everything-
Can't
glowing.
even see.
it's kind of
This forest is-
your vision, but kind of just comes almost blocked by. Now, what kind of color? What kind of color do you want this aura that you see to be?
Purple.
Purple, kind of this purple, like just haze, just kind of covers your eyes, and you can still see the people around you. They're kind of like almost like shadows, like you can see where they are, kind of like voids where this magic is not, but everywhere else is this. And also far in the distance, even though it's out of your vision, you can see that this figure is out there, and kind of the same thing as everyone else.
I'm about to say, is he a different color like in the Matrix, like gold?
He doesn't have the matrix power, but yeah, you got this purple haze around you, and it's everything is magic.
Okay, so that wasn't helpful because this entire forest is seeping with magic. So
Probably our best bet is just to go up to him.
Yeah.
Hello.
I agree.
If he wants to fight,
What if he's
we'll fight him then.
What if he's what?
We'll put him down.
We're probably more dangerous.
Is accurate.
Man, everywhere we go, we leave a trail of death. Well, at least that's what.
Kenny, were we able to make any ground on him? Or were we able to get any closer?
Well, I assumed you guys kind of when you saw it, maybe like kind of stopped and talked and
Yeah.
actually cast a spell. He does seem to be moving away from you.
About how far ahead of us is it?
Did this?
Probably 300 feet away. We'll say
Oh,
he's a good bit out there, like a football
Okay.
field away. You can see him, but again, doesn't seem to have noticed you.
I'm mad again with this shit. I'm not going up there by myself.
Well, that's okay. So yeah, are you guys want to continue forward? Like I said,
Belle quickens her pace.
okay. Yeah, you guys you step ahead, quicken your pace, and go towards this figure.
I'll walk with her.
Yeah, okay. You go with her, and I'm sure the rest of the party is going to follow along. All right, and you guys, you're trying to make.
Yeah. I'm
Trying to
trying
catch up to this person?
Catch up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of drag around the back and keep a scope out, see if anybody's coming from
Yeah, for sure.
the side.
Give me just if you're looking for stuff, give me a perception check that I can keep up with.
Cool. That's my shit. 11.
11. All right.
Did we spot any animals or anything in the forest while we're walking?
Oh, you have
Because
not.
we've been walking a while.
You have not seen any animals
Who's
yet.
your animal?
We don't see anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like Disneyland.
But you guys are making ground on this figure in the distance, and as he gets a little closer, you can see that there's it's kind of a tall, white-haired elf. You can see the ears from the back, and he has a kind of a large pack on his back, and he's walking ahead of you. Brown trousers and kind of a green shirt and brown boots, from what you can see, and you can see a short sword on his hip.
Do the
And
clothes?
Huh?
I'm sorry. I was about to say, do the clothes look like the clothes we saw at the house?
At the house, there was. You didn't see any exact match of these clothes at the house. But yeah, you guys get close. He still doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. He's still walking forward.
All right. Belle calls out, "Hello, friend."
And as you do that, he kind of jumps and like kind of goes to the side of the trees, and you see him pull the sword out as he kind of like gasps
so
and looks at you,
sorry.
like that you completely surprised him.
I didn't mean to startle you at all. My name's Belle.
He's like, he kind of steps out and looks at all of you. Belle, hello. Nice day for a walk.
It is, isn't it? It's really beautiful in here. What's your name?
Arcus.
Well, well, well. You might happen to know my friend here. gesture towards Imo.
And you gesture towards me, looks at you, and let me think just a second. How would you say that your interaction with Arcus before you left was? Do you think he had actually seen you, or did you usually show up to everything masked up? And would he recognize you?
Well, with him, he would probably be the only one that actually seen me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, well, he turns around and sees you, and his eyes kind of get really big, and he's like, "Haimo, they." And he puts the sword away and begins walking forward. He's like, I thought they killed you."
They tried, and I lost a good chunk of time after that. Not really sure what happened.
Oh well,
They
just
told me I was a cleric.
well, you've only been gone for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, you picked up the faith in that amount of time, and he kind of comes up and like kind of gives you an embrace and gives you a hug. Oh, those Pearl Reach bastards! Look, we hid your wife, and your kid here in the woods, and I'm just coming to bring him some supplies right now.
Okay. And you said you've been in here 3 weeks. That's a long trip.
Oh, well, you've been missing 3 weeks, and I just left just minutes ago from my house.
Arcos, I don't know how to tell you this. This forest is kind of, it's bad news, man. That chunk of time I told you I lost, almost 15 years.
And he kind of just like, he's giving you like he's listening to you, but he's giving you like this real skeptical look.
And
It's like, he must have hit your head or something. That's not possible.
I mean, I did hit my head. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was pretty gruesome, but there was a cave. This young lady right here, she actually helped me get to the cave, and
Oh wait, Bell waves. He was gesturing towards Ruby, not Bell.
and once
Bell's
I
still
got
half
there,
deaf.
I passed out. There was a rock, and I don't remember anything for a while. And then I came back, and I was at a manor in a room, really plain room, in plate. And you know me, I don't even wear armor.
He just kind of laughs to himself a little bit, like
Does Arcus look like he's been walking for a long time?
No. Mm-mm. He looks like clean. It looks like he just got ready and went on it like for adventuring gear. Even like the pack he's wearing seems to be fairly new. The leather's not overly worn or anything. But again, you tell him the story. He's kind of like scoffs and shakes his head. He's like, okay, well, like I said, going to deliver these to your family. Actually, and he kind of like takes the pack off and like gestures it towards you. Probably better if they got this from you. This they think that you're dead.
I still need you to show me where it is.
Yeah, no problem. And he kind of, do you take the pack from him or?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Well, it's kind of it's not his whole pack. It's kind of like an extra bag that he has on his shoulder that he kind of hands off. He's like, all right, well, let's go. And he'll turn and again walk in that direction. And if you guys continue to walk, he'll kind of just make small talk with you and just like he talks about events that happened for you 10 years ago, like they just happened yesterday. And he like talks about Pearl Reach and how that everyone thought that you were dead and that they took your family and moved them into the woods to hide them away, and that no one except for him and just a few other members know where they are. And he tells you that he stepped down as guild leader, and that no one has taken over yet. As you know, there's dissension in the ranks. You know, people are kind of upset about what's happening, the choice that he made, and such. The traditionalists of the guild and all that.
Yeah.
But he seems that, and he assures you that everything will be fine.
That's awesome. I can't wait to see my wife and son.
You guys continue.
Did my
on.
brother make it out? Or what happened with my brother?
He kind of looks at you, brother. Oh. And add a character. The brother that was spoken of was actually you. Like, your cover was that you were a fisherman, and they still knew about this fisherman that was connected to the family, and so they never found him because you.
Oh,
That's you.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, you guys continue on then.
I'm just gonna walk to the side of a tree and kind of carve in a direction.
Mhm.
The direction we're walking in.
Yeah, sure you can. Definitely can. And as you go to carve in this tree, you kind of see where someone has already carved here before.
Arrow.
Mhm.
Shit.
Same tree, strangely enough.
That's weird.
Nothing even matters.
But it seems old, like it was carved a long time ago. Like the tree's kind of grown and healed a little bit, but it's still, it's still there because trees don't completely heal over or nothing like that. And Arcus will gladly continue to lead you guys forward.
Yeah.
Did we pass that X on the ground?
You haven't seen the X.
Shit.
And again, when you first came in there, like the space that you made the X on the ground, it didn't
Yeah.
seem like there had been an X there before, but it's also dirt, so it could have been trampled over.
Right. Shit.
We need some breadcrumbs to drop.
Yeah. Should have got some pocket bread.
It's a pocket bread.
It's pocket bread.
bread.
Well, this we'll rack your brain too much over it. We'll be all right.
Mm.
If you can't think of anything, it's okay. No worries. We'll keep on going along.
I'm gonna say over the ring, guys. He thinks he's only been in here 3 weeks. He's been in here over a decade walking.
And I think we're walking in circles.
His clothes look new. It doesn't look like he's been walking here for,
Yeah,
long at all.
That's the weird thing about this forest. I think that has to be something. The reason that people don't come out of this forest, some kind of enchantment or something. And I think we walk right into it.
So
we
time
haven't
is
seen any
just-
wildlife or anything in this forest.
No. So time is just slower here. Which is good news. It would mean that your family's still alive.
Could be.
And that they haven't been missing you for 10 years. Your son will be the same age that he was when you last saw him.
Still, we only have a certain amount of time before we can repair these pillars.
That's
Maybe
true.
that's why this forest is maybe because of the
The pillar.
proximity to the pillar.
Do any of these trees look climbable?
Yeah. I mean, when you think about this forest, it's almost kind of like painting-esque. Like all the trees kind of look the same. Like there's no real low-hanging branches. But if with your acrobatics, I'm sure that and maybe some help, you'll be able to climb a tree if you'd like to. Like probably the lowest branch on any of these trees is probably 10 to 15 feet off the ground.
Oh, dwarven elf connection? What?
I mean, I could throw you.
Is there a dark spot on the limb?
Shadows in these limbs? No, they're all kind of evenly lit with this kind of gray fog. But there are shadows on the ground from these trees. But as you start going up, you can't really see anything that you'll be able to fit your form into to jump out of. But maybe like underneath one of the branches, there's like enough shadow to where you like stick your hand out or something.
Guys, do you want to try checking topside, see if we're actually making it in the ground?
Doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Yeah. I could levitate you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Don't get out of here.
Yeah, I know.
I could even make you fly.
Huh?
That's part of my mandolin. I haven't tried
Oh,
that
you
out
can.
yet.
What better time than now?
Who wants to fly?
I ain't never scared. I've been ooped
Sure.
before. Ooped again, damn it.
All right, I need to look up the spell book because I've just got
So I
the.
put my cape on. So it'll be flowing on when I do fly.
All right.
Oscar, what do you think about the whole situation?
Yeah, you haven't said much.
You're over there yawning. What do you think about it?
Osrand is pissed and just ready to find the guys to kill Thorvald.
Yeah.
So he is just in a state of mind of like straight doing them in like
Mhm.
yeah.
What, you let how much do this thing?
Probably gonna join you when you see these four. Yeah, but just there are no faults, just clear thoughts of just
Thank you.
avenging Thorvald. That is
Yeah.
what it is.
Where's it at?
Let's see.
Oh, right in front
You
of
should
me.
try posting on Twitter when you're about to stream on Twitch instead of YouTube. Well, we're here at the same time every single night. The schedule is set. We're always here. There you go.
Okay. Hymo, you're going to be able to fly 60 feet.
All right, make it
And
Hamo
if you-
fly.
Yes. Yeah, he seems to be the one that wants to. So I touch you on the shoulder, and you suddenly feel so light and airy.
So I'll fly up a little bit.
Yeah, you start going up.
Do you flap your arms? Or do you just like ascend?
No,
I see he uses the tree as a guide. I
Yes.
hope.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So how are we going about this? You
Yeah,
gonna,
how you doing it?
Tell us how you do
So
it.
you're just gonna just fly just straight up from where you're standing, or
Yeah,
you're gonna
Superman.
like you're gonna like because about 30 feet up in the air, this kind of gray fog is there, and
I'm gonna go kind of slow up to the fall.
put your hand into it.
Yeah. And then
Yeah,
kinda,
you kind of put your hand into it. It goes
See.
through. It kind of feels like kind of wet and misty, like a normal fog would.
well, kind of moist.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And as you say, he lets go. Like a small piece of branch just kind of falls down and like kind of goes past you. And as you look down, there's nothing there.
Anybody see that? I'm gonna get hit by a branch.
Can we see Hymo?
Oh yeah, I mean you're still like you're like at the base of this fog, just kind of sitting there in this.
Okay.
Now I go a little slower.
Yeah, kind of go there.
Underhanded.
And unlike a normal fog, when you get closer to it, you can start seeing, and you can't like you can see like the vapor kind of go away as your face gets closer to it. But as far as view distance, you cannot see very far. But there's nothing like crazy happening as you get inside this fog. If you continue to go up,
I go up a little bit and just kind of check the vision thing.
yeah, you go
And
into
then
it.
come back down. And can't really see anything in there. Like,
Are you able
Mo-
to break the fog?
Like you
the
guys are
fuck
trying to
up.
see Jamora, and Jamora's like, mm-mm.
How high up can you go?
I'm not really sure because you can't see that far.
You can't see the sun?
No. Like when I go up there, that same thing that you see right there, it doesn't go anywhere. Like I can see right in front of my face, and that's it.
Yeah, and I think what you guys are getting at is that there's a 60 feet. You should be able to get to like the tree tops
Yeah.
to see out above everything, right? Okay. And
Do
yeah,
the
so-
trees seem to be getting any thinner the higher you go?
To be honest, I don't. You trying to?
Does it seem like you're reaching the top?
No.
okay.
The
So,
same.
here, I'll help you out a little bit, Jamora. I'm not. Nothing, you're not gonna die, okay? It's
You
okay.
can fly for an hour as long as you concentrate on
Yeah,
it.
I'm not
so.
gonna. You're not gonna like. Okay, just do whatever you feel. Like however Hamo feels about this fog, just go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'll just go and just fly around. Am I running into anything?
Are you just going straight up? Are you like
Well,
going
I
up to a
went
tree?
straight up, just kind of filling through.
Okay, yeah, you go. If you're going straight up, you guys can see that his feet kind of go up into this fog. You don't see him anymore, and you can feel that they're like the trees hang over the path, and you can feel them going by as you're going up. If you can continue to go up, you can kind of see these limbs a little bit, and like if you put your hand out, you can still see your hand. It's just stuff out there, just like you see the tree, but it's almost just like barely a shadow, like to you.
Yeah. So if I go over to it, Can I grab it physically?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You touch the tree, and it feels kind of like the bark is wet and slick.
Okay. I mean, it's
And as you're feeling your sleeve kind of gets stuck on a limb, you pull it away. A small piece falls off.
how about did anybody see that limb fall off? That
You don't see anything.
well, the trees make a canopy over the walkway, and I just got my sleeve caught on a piece of branch and pulled it off, and it looked like it fell.
Yeah. And looking up, you like I said, you can still see this. The fog is still thick. You can kind of see like where the sun is. You think through it. This is kind of like just a lighter area, and you can see a couple of the branches of the trees just kind of out into the fog. It's not so thick that you can't see anything, but it is thick enough to where you can't see the other side of it. So if you want to continue to try to go up, try to fly up, you can.
Yeah, I might as well try to go as far as I can.
Yeah, you start going up, and you see these limbs. You just kind of move past them as you go. And you're just gonna try to go as high as you can.
Yeah.
All right. The spell was 60 feet.
60 feet.
Okay. And Hamo, would you know anything about how the spell works? Did you tell him?
Yeah, I told him.
Like,
That's
go
what I
60 feet. All right. You continue to go up, and what you think should be about 60 feet, you can continue to go. You just kind of go, you just go, and you never seem to reach the top of the 60 feet that you're supposed to be allowed.
So it's like I'm moving, but I'm not.
Like the limbs continue to go by, and then if you spend time, maybe you just continue to try to go up to get to the top. You kind of even like see the same pattern of limbs that are coming down.
Okay, I'm gonna go back down.
All right, and as soon as you go back down, your feet come out of the bottom of the fog, and you are back to the path.
How much time passes for us?
How much time do you want to spend going up? A few minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
about at least about 15 minutes.
You want to go for 15 minutes? Just go.
Hold on. For clarification, the spell lasts 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, 10 minutes.
And it can go as far as it wants, as long as she concentrates for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well,
So yeah, you got 10
About
minutes.
7 minutes.
You go about 7 minutes. Okay, yeah, you fly out for about 7 minutes, but as soon as you decide to go back down, you're right back at the bottom of the fog, and the party's right there. It's like you were just as soon as you went out of sight. Well, you guys don't know this yet. Put it together, but for you, as soon as you were into the fog, you were moving, but you didn't move anywhere.
All right. So it seems like that fog is like a mystical, magical blue. Because I felt like I was flying up forever. As soon as I decided to come down, I was out. I went up. Looked like the same pattern over and over again, just branches. I almost thought I could see the sun, but really couldn't just see through the fog. So.
I'm going to turn to Arcus. Arcus, have you traveled these woods a lot?
Oh yeah, grew up here.
You're able to get in and out?
Yeah, no problem.
You know exactly where his family is?
We don't have a choice. We might as well follow him.
Okay.
How many times have you visited his family?
Well, this is the first time we've come out, because we didn't want anyone to follow us. But it's time for them to be resupplied, so I took it upon myself to do it. But this is the place that they're staying is mine, just my little place to get away out in the woods.
Could you just lead us there?
Yeah, of course, no problem. He is still agreeable with you guys and everything, but you can tell that he's kind of picking up on what you guys are putting down here with you trying to fly up and stuff. He seems puzzled by it a little bit, but he doesn't offer any more information on the subject.
I use the ring. Guys, we only have 2 years. We cannot get lost in a loop.
We can't waste time here.
Not at all.
Sounds like we need to fix the pillar, and maybe it'll fix the forest. If it wasn't broken before, I mean, if he grew up here and he'd been in and out plenty of times before, it would have been fine. But now all of a sudden he's been lost in here for, well, he doesn't feel like he's been lost. He feels like he's just walked in. But 15 years has passed. So,
Been 10 years for him, for everybody.
okay.
Let's just see if he can find Hamo's family.
Yes,
Let's see if we
definitely.
can-
That's step one is we need to see them.
Looking through the woods, can we see anybody?
You don't need a perception check. You guys haven't seen an animal or anybody else at all. And actually, Arcus will make note that it's weird that they hadn't seen wildlife or anything, because usually it's full of deer and other animals.
Arcus, when's the last time you saw a creature here?
Well, I have to say this is the first time that I've come into the woods and I haven't seen anything within the first 10 feet of entering the woods. It is troubling, but I still hear them. I guess they're just hiding. Maybe these dwarves are making too much noise.
They are loud. How's Ruby feel?
Ruby has not said a word, and she hasn't really shown any emotion. She just seems to be just watching and following.
Is she doing anything strange?
The time you've spent with Ruby, she seems to be being normal Ruby.
Yeah.
Can I check to see if this is an illusion?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Let's see.
And
What
I
is
do know that everything's magical around us.
Yeah.
was that Arcana?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
16.
16. You do not sense or see any illusions around you. To you, this feels like you're in the woods and as real as it can be.
Marcus, how much further till we see Hamo's family?
No, probably about another 30 minutes walk.
When's the last time you saw him?
Them?
Yeah.
Well, three and a half weeks ago when I let them out here.
I'm trying to think. Is there any way for us to keep track of 30 minutes?
Does anyone have a watch?
No. What are those?
A what?
A timepiece.
Well, I mean,
Technically,
would've been around.
Probably
we would
have
assume
one, yeah.
can we just assume how long 30 minutes might be?
oh yeah. I think there's even
I'm gonna put my half hour glass.
pull that hourglass out.
Half hour, yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe the watches do exist in this world, because I mean they're just cogs and such.
Yeah. Watch has been around for a heck
let's
of a
see.
long time. It's not some space age
Ruby.
iPhone technology.
Ruby pulls out a small pocket watch,
Nice.
and she kind of hands it out to you guys.
All right, I take it.
You take it.
I look and see what time it is.
It is, let's see, about 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Mhm.
All right, Arcus. Just lead the way. You said about 30 minutes, right? Just lead the way then.
All right.
And I pay attention to the pocket watch, and we continue forward.
Yeah.
Does it seem to move on time, the hands?
Yeah, if you guys take a look at the watch, it seems to be accurate and moving normally.
I'm ready to walk.
Okay, so
While
you
we're
guys.
looking at this pocket watch.
Guys, I'm afraid that I'm not gonna see my family again.
You'll see your family again. I just can't lose hope just now. But let's just see what Arcus goes for now. And I'm ready to continue walking.
Okay.
Yeah, follow onward.
Okay. You guys continue on, and you guys continue on for another 30 minutes, and the path starts to open up a little bit more, and the fog ahead of you it seems to be clear as you guys come out into an open area. There's kind of a circle clearing, a stump on the ground, what you see is the ruins of what used to be a stone cottage, basically. There's no roof. Half of it is fallen in. There's no door. It looks like this has been here for a long, long, long time, and it's not been taken care of. And in the front, you can see a gravestone with another skeleton kind of draped over the top of it, as if it died hugging the stone. And Arcus looks confused and dumbfounded as you guys come. It's like this is this can't be right. This is, and he just kind of puts his hand to his head, just looks in shock.
Is this where my family's supposed to be?
Yeah, this is where this is it. But it doesn't make any sense. This is ancient. I just built this place a few years ago. And he like starts walking forward, confused, and kind of runs towards this place. And he kind of glances at the stone as he runs forward in front of you guys, and kind of goes around the edge of the stones, looking.
You said there was a gravestone.
Mm-hmm. There is. Like I said, this is kind of just as you guys come out, it's kind of a open circle area with another path going to the other side. Kind of like a stump, just in one area. It looks like that maybe something was used to chop firewood on. You can see there's an axe to the side that's rusted, and the handle of this axe is gray and crumbling. The pile, the side of this now ruins. You can see the remains of where the cover and firewood would have been, but it's all just kind of ash laying there now. Arcus has gone around the side out of sight, and there are some. It looks like there were some boards set up for like maybe a couple of small gardens, but they've been here for so long that there's barely anything left. Just remains mainly. But yeah, there's a stone, and there's looks like to be an old discolored skeleton laying over the stone.
Anything written on the stone?
Now you go up and look.
Yeah.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see that the skeleton on top, it's full grown. Whoever it was not a child skeleton. There's a necklace hanging around it with the blue stone, and on the front of this stone is it's worn, but your wife's name is listed, whatever her name may be.
Kind of just kneel down.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I'll grab the necklace, just hold it in my hands, and just kind of sit there for a while.
Mm-hmm. And the necklace that you take was one that you had given your wife before on an anniversary.
Guys, then I go running Arcus, like, what is going on?
You run where Arcus went around,
Yeah.
and he's not there.
I look at the time, the watch. What time does it say?
32 minutes have passed. It's still accurate.
So Arcus went around the ruins, and then we as a party went around to see where he was, and he wasn't there.
Hamo did. I don't know what everybody else did.
Okay.
I'll go with him.
Yeah, you go around, and there's no sign of Arcus when you guys come around, and there's these ruins, and from when looking inside, there's just the rotten decay of wooden furniture, and there's really nothing is left here.
My family's gone.
So sorry, Hamo.
This necklace, I gave it to my wife. It was about a year before I lost my memory. It was an anniversary present. I told Colin that I would love her no matter what happened. And to lose her and my son, both.
How old was your son when you last saw him?
He was actually really young. He was in his teens. He was younger than they are. He had so much life. To be honest, I didn't want him to be like me. I was planning on leaving the Thieves Guild and teaching him different than how I was raised. No one will ever have that chance.
These bones here, Haimo, don't look like they belong to a small elf. And if time is going slower in here, then that could mean that he's still out there somewhere and this is somebody else. We don't know for sure. I mean, these ruins look older than 10 years. We could just be at the wrong cottage completely.
Yeah. Where's Arkham? Where is he?
I don't know. We should find
Perception,
him.
see if I can see him.
Yeah, roll it.
19 plus 8, 27.
27. Okay, yeah, you're looking around for Arcus, and like listening and looking, and you can actually hear some footsteps. They're coming back from the path that you guys entered here from, and Arcus steps out from the path, and he looks confused and shocked, and he puts his hand on his head. He's like, "This isn't right. This is where I left him. I built this place just 2 years ago."
Anybody behind
And
him?
it kind of like shakes his head and looks at you guys. It's like he looks behind him. "Oh, what happened? Must be." He just kind of sits down for a second, like he's just confused at the whole situation. Like, yeah, did I black out or something? You guys were just behind me. Now you're all.
I walk up to Arcus and try to touch him.
Mhm.
Just hit him on the shoulder.
Yeah, you poke him in it. He's there. And he's confused. He's asking, like, well, what happened? And he gets up and jogs over to the gravestone and is looking. And he gets down on his knees and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he's like, "Oh, this isn't right. But there's got to be. This is impossible. This can't be. They've been in here for 3 weeks. There's no way." And he kind of like gets up and looks and starts to look around the building.
When he's looking around the building.
Mhm.
If he gets up and goes walking around the building, I'm gonna follow him.
Okay, yeah, you follow him, and yeah, he walks around the building. He's looking around, confused. He kind of touches the stone. He looks down at you. Dwarf? How old is the stone? Can you tell?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and look.
Yeah, and I forget the roll that you got to make now. Let's see.
Yeah, I
Probably
don't know about
history,
It's stonework, but like
maybe intelligence, maybe.
No, the dwarves can look at stonework and just
You get like
you
get extra stuff on it. Just,
Probably has advantage on some kind of intelligence check.
yeah, just because I'm not too sure right now. Just give me a.
It's an intelligence history check.
Yeah, give me history.
History.
Yep, and is there advantage on just general stonework or just dwarven stonework?
I have worded here is
Yeah.
whenever you make an intelligent history check related to the origin of stonework, you'll consider proficient in the history skill and add double your proficiency bonus to the check.
Okay.
So your normal.
Yeah. So roll that and add all that extra bonus you get to that.
Top 15 plus what was it? History? What history?
Yeah, and double your proficiency.
Yeah, 17.
17.
Yeah.
No, then double that.
17, 34. There we go.
No.
Double that number. Right?
Add
Oh, I
six-
forgot. No,
add-
you
add
was
60 roll.
Pro proficient. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Add
you-
60 roll.
6, yeah. So 23. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, looking at the stone, this stone is old, very old. Like comparing this stone to the bones that are here, the stone should be the only thing that's still standing here at all. Like it's ancient.
I guess it's a very old building. The stone is ancient. Before me, even. I can tell you that much. But
He just shakes his head. It's like this doesn't make any sense. The stone was the cut was just made, and he just kind of just babbles on about how that this place was built recently, like within the last few years.
Arcus, we checked out your hut before we came into the forest. It looks like no one had been there for years.
He just looks even more confused now, and he just doesn't seem to really.
Have you heard any stories about anyone being lost in these forests?
No. And then they.
We have. It seems you were.
And he, like, again, he hears you, but you can tell on his face that he's not following. But he does understand that the situation is not good, but he does understand why.
Okay, so I didn't follow Ezron and Arcus around the corner. How long have they been gone for me? Not long?
No, you can still hear him talking.
Oh, okay.
But just from observations, Arcus disappeared from your sight, and then he was gone.
Yeah.
Is there another trail besides the one we came through?
Yeah, there's the one that goes deeper into the woods here. It goes to the lake.
The druids talked to me about the lake. The lake is where the pillar is.
Maybe we should head that way. I feel very strongly that they have something to do with what's going on right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that where the druids live?
Not the druids that I stayed with. They didn't really go further into the forest at all when Ruby and I stayed with them. It wasn't. We didn't walk this far. It was on the outskirts.
Yeah, you guys never actually entered the forest.
Yeah.
And Arcus is still scratching his head. How? Okay, so how long have I been missing?
10 years. You and everyone else who's tried to enter here.
Oh, it's 10 years. I mean, is there a clue or anything? Is it cursed? Is it magical?
It's definitely magical.
What kind of magic can, if 10 years? And he just kind of babbles on, like he just can't put it together about how the time difference.
But the stone is clearly much older than 10 years. So,
Arcus, I want you to walk around the building one more time for me. Just walk around the corner.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull out the pocket watch, and then I'm gonna head down the trail that he came down, and I'm gonna walk that way.
Okay.
so you're
Alright.
leaving the party?
No, I'm not leaving him, but I'm walking back on the trail when he entered to
Okay.
where the house was.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at the pocket watch the whole entire time.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
So is what you're trying to do is set up kind of a redo of that situation where he disappeared the first time to see if it
Mhm.
happens again.
Yeah.
Okay. And he goes around the corner, and as he does, you can hear footsteps in the distance down the path, and he does not come around the other side of the house.
Mm-hmm. And I'll keep following the trail that we entered from
Okay.
the forest.
You going alone?
I won't go too far. I'm just kind of waiting. I'm looking at the pocket watch, and I'm kind of just the house is here and the trail's like right here. I'm just waiting right there. with
Okay,
the
yeah,
trail and
yeah.
the house, yeah. I'm just waiting right there.
Sure.
looking at Pocket Watch.
And yeah, you hear steps in the distance, and just kind of like there's a conversation going. You can even hear some familiar voices, like Hymo and stuff, talking to Arcus.
Mhm.
And as he comes into view, he's alone, and he kind of like looks around, confused for a second, and then he sees you down the path, and he kind of shakes his head and starts jogging towards you, and kind of a reset that he's completely confused about what's happened and where everyone went.
All right. How much time passed?
Same, still clock seems to be
Still,
ticking
still
on.
normal for
What?
us.
Yeah, but how much from the time you walked around the corner? Like how much
Oh, it was almost instant.
instant?
Like as soon as he went around the corner, you could hear steps behind you.
All right. All right. Here we go. I guess. Can someone hold this?
The watch?
Yes.
I'll take it.
All right. And I walk around the house. I'll start walking away.
You go walk around the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk around.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep walking until I can just block the whole house. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you walk around,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll take a break.
Oh, yeah. We're never gonna see you again.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll see what happens to Oseron.
Bye, Oseron.
Hey. Welcome back. We are in the Cursed Woods, and right before we took the break, Oseron, you guys had seen Arcus go around the edge of the house. He disappeared, and now you have gone around the edge of the house yourself, out of the line of sight of everyone to see what happens.
Yep.
You kind of step around the house, and just from your peripheral vision, you can see kind of everyone, and you step. When you blink, and your eyes open, you're walking with the party behind Arcus down the path. And you kind of blink a little bit, and you hear the same conversation as you guys have heard already. Hamo went up into the treetops and never came back down, and he seemed to be reliving a moment.
I don't see myself right.
You don't see yourself, and we'll focus on you for a minute. What do you do?
Welcome to the party.
You
So
guys are all
Hamo's in the air, right?
and just for this sake of this scene, you guys are here, but you're not. Okay.
Yeah.
Hamo, what do you see up there?
Dim branches and just fall. I think I'm maybe the sun, but I can't see through it.
Do I have the pocket? I don't have the pocket watch at this time.
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
All right. I want to keep walking until we get back to that point.
Yep. And again, like the conversation, the pocket watch stuff comes up, and Ruby hands it to Belle, and then you eventually. You got it after.
Okay. No, I got it the first time.
Oh, you got it first. Oh yeah, you get it.
We asked and she
Yeah.
fine.
And yeah, you get it, and you don't have a pocket watch on you already, and you keep walking like normal. For the rest of the party, as soon as he goes around the corner, you guys can hear heavy dwarven footsteps coming down the path. And as you get in view and you can see the other people, it's like the members that were with you just were never there, and you and Arcus come walking in. But then as you guys see him again, let's see. No, yeah. You show back up. There you are. And Arcus puts his hand on his head and looks confused, and the whole thing resets again.
Do you remember what just happened?
Do I remember?
Oh yeah.
Like he remembers that he has seen that before.
Yep. 100%.
So Arcus's memory reset because he was shocked about it every time,
He's been shocked about it every time.
but yours hasn't.
Whatever the spell is, it's got Arcus stuck in a time loop. So no matter what happens, he's gonna repeat this moment over and over again. And I pull out the second pocket watch. What time does it say?
Oh yeah, because I was holding one.
Yeah, you were.
It's the same time that you entered the first time. So
So 10:30.
so it's offset. Yeah, yours is ahead.
And
of
now
his.
mine's like 10:36 or something.
Yeah, it's a time loop no matter what. And no matter what happens to Arcus, he's just gonna repeat this time over and over.
So is Arcus dead and it's just a part of a spell?
I think it's the real him.
It's him, it seems like. When I went back and
If
looked
any-
back around, everything was the same. I even saw you go back into the trees. Everybody else was still the same. I asked Ruby for the pocket watch and I got it. So therefore,
Yeah.
it's a time paradox loop, and he's stuck.
Is anybody proficient in Arcana? Are you proficient in it? Listen to what he's mentioned to you. Give me an Arcana check.
17. No, 19.
19. You don't know for sure, but just from the story he's telling you, it seems that possibly the Ark has just been here so long that he's more affected than you guys are right now from what's happening. You guys are still in it and part of it, but his mind's affected and Oseron's is not. Because he's been here for a long time.
Yeah.
So no matter, we gotta go. We can't stay here, else we're gonna end up just like him.
Let's try the other direction.
Yeah. Wait, do we know about the lake yet? Or do we know about the lake?
Arcus told us about
He
the
told
lake.
us the path towards the lake.
Yeah. Let's go.
Haimo, are you willing to leave this site?
It's the only way we're gonna get out of here. Let me go over here and pay my respects real quick.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over and kneel down.
No, I'll go over and kneel with him.
You guys take a moment to mourn.
Yeah.
And whenever you're ready, and Arcus has done his whole spiel again about being sorry and then looking around. He tries to go around the edge of the house again to look. Does anybody stay with him or?
No, I'll let him go.
Okay. Well, then every time he goes around the corner, he comes back out again, and his scene repeats over and over again.
Yeah.
After mourning for a little bit, I get up and take the necklace and I snap it around my neck and head towards the lake.
Yeah. All right. And you guys are heading that direction, and you can hear Arcus, like, he's confused again, and but he sees you guys walking off, and he runs to you guys to keep up. He's like, what? He's asking questions about what happened, and he's confused. And just to move along, I'm sure you guys tell him or whatever, but he stays with you. He's following you.
All right.
Okay.
Seems like whatever happens, as long as he's with us, he moves forward.
Yeah. He's been endlessly looping in this one spot. But now that we're here, maybe that means we can change it.
Yeah, we're about to. Might as well head to the lake.
Yeah.
All right, you guys head on, and Arcus, he's extremely apologetic and still confused, as you guys have explained it to him before, but this version of him doesn't seem to get that same explanation. But
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys will take the time to tell him, so he'll calm down about it. Yeah, you guys, he goes back and leads you guys in the direction of the lake, still confused, and you guys walk for a while. And then you guys walk for a while, and Arcus is starting to look around and look confused. And he's like, "We should be there already."
Were there any markings on the ground, as in someone drew an X, or
It doesn't look like you're going to the same place, but you guys have been walking for a while now. We'll say he's made mention, kind of looked around weird, but then kept walking. You guys probably been going for an hour. And he's just like, this is.
How long does it normally take?
It's just like a 20-minute walk. This doesn't make any sense.
Come over the ring. Hey guys, as I had to say whatever's going on, even though we can help Arceus move along, it looks like as long as he's with us, we're gonna repeat as well. So he might as well just stay here. And
But
shivering.
he's leading us. I mean, I know that it's better to have a guide,
He's stuck in the loop, and he's gonna drag us down with him. If
but
we
we're
leave
all
him,
stuck in the loop.
but if we leave him here and we keep going forward, we might get to the lake. Because he said it should have took 20 minutes. We've been walking for an hour.
I don't think he is the thing that's making it take longer, though. I think the forest is.
I still say leave him. Either way, he's gonna repeat himself anyway.
we could ask him to wait?
That'll
back.
work. Yeah, that'll work.
We can ask him to wait at the cabin.
Exactly.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are gonna ask Arcus to go back to the cabin.
Arcus, this is very confusing for all of us, but we're going to continue onward. Surely the lake is not much further ahead. Why don't you head back? And we'll meet you back there soon.
Are you sure there? I mean, there's obviously something very, very wrong. And I guess I could go back and bury the other body. Okay.
That'd be a good thing.
You said the lake is, and I point to the direction.
Yeah,
you go.
it's just a straight path to
I'm
the
gonna
lake.
step over to a tree and mark it.
Okay. Yeah, you go over there, and the tree you step to mark to, you notice there's already a mark there.
All right. We'll return soon, okay, Arcus?
Okay. All right. And he begins walking back down the path.
Mhm.
And you guys turn to continue.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys continue. You turn around. In the distance, you can see there's something Like, as soon as you just move forward a couple of feet, you can see there's something on the ground to the side of the path laying there. It's just kind of a dark shadow right now. You can't really tell what it is.
I'm gonna take a look.
All right, you guys want to go forward and see what this is?
Yep.
Okay, you go forward, and as you get closer, you can see that there. It looks like there's bones and rags kind of laying on the ground.
Yep. Knew it.
And
Similar to what he was wearing.
Brown pants, green tunic.
you get to the body, and you can see that there's remnants of the same clothes.
Yep.
And it's a skeleton, so it's been dead for a long time. But the thing that you notice is not just the clothes. You see that there are daggers stabbed into his back, and these daggers have circles on them with masks in them, and there are 4 daggers. Kind of, some of them are laying on the ground, but there's one that's stuck to the bone in his spine.
All right. Well, that I didn't expect.
So they got to him. I'm just talking out loud to myself. So they got to him anyway. Why would they come and ask me to kill him last night if they had already found him?
Judging by how old these bones are, it probably took them a very long time to find him. They were asking you so that it would be done quicker.
Haimo, do you carry one of their coins?
Which one?
The Thieves Guild.
I don't know if I still have one.
I don't think you still have it. I think they offered you one and you turned
Did you ever
it
pick
down.
up a silver or wooden coin?
I don't think so. No.
I dropped my silver coin on his body.
Okay.
No, I didn't have this one.
Okay, so you discard your coin. Okay. All right. And there's nothing like there's nothing of note. Like his short sword's there, but it's rusted and old.
Yep.
And all the clothes in the bag, yeah, everything's in tatters. There's nothing recoverable from him. You guys continue on.
Yeah.
Maybe we should walk off the path. Is anyone opposed to that?
This is the direction to the lake, yeah?
Well, it was, but then he walked back and he ended up in front of us. So the path is like it's a circle. So I think we need to get off the path.
It actually sounds like a good plan.
How thick is the forest?
It's thicker, but I mean you can still walk through it. It's just you're not. It's be difficult terrain. It'd be tough for you to move through at full speed, but you can go through it. It's not impossible to go through.
But then again, the idea of being lost in the forest and not on a path.
I think this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't want to really get off the path myself.
Okay. Well, does anyone else have any other suggestions? Because right now I feel like we're in a circle.
I go up to one of the trees and attempt to mark it.
And again, every time with the intent that you're actually going to mark it, it's there. If you think that you're going to like try to fake it out, then it's not there. But as soon as you go to actually do it, it's there. And it's not even like it appears slowly. It's more like it was there the whole time.
I, with the intention of drawing an arrow toward the lake. Is it still toward the lake?
Like even if you mess around with it, you figure out that you can't juke it out. Like it's if it's either you're going to do it or you don't. And if you're going to do it, it's there.
Well,
Kind of sit there for a while, and then I'm like, so seems like it's an everlasting loop. What if I brought something from the loop with me, and it's holding me back?
You mean your wife's necklace?
I don't think so. I mean, it could be, but obviously people can enter the loop, right? Because we've entered it. And then you can kind of catch up with people who have been in here a long time. We caught up with Arcus, and then the 4 people you spoke about earlier also caught up with him. many years later, I'm assuming. But I don't know how long those many years are going to be for us in our current state. I don't know how long we've actually been in here for so far. The only way is we need to do something different. Arcus was stuck going around the building and then coming back out again until he followed us down the path, and then his path changed, his journey changed. So we need to do something different.
Somehow we were able to make progress.
Yeah.
It's a good old noggin scratcher, isn't it? Okay, so what has changed so far is that you guys sent Arcus back.
Yeah.
Then you started going forward again, and you found his body here with stab wounds. So you can go out into the woods. You can continue down the path.
We could go backwards.
You can go back.
We've been traveling for over an hour in this direction, but it might only take us, 20 minutes or 5 minutes to go back. We don't know. Like you said that you traveled up into the fog for a really long time, but when you came back down, you were right on the border of the fog. You didn't travel up endlessly. Mm-hmm. So we might be right now, right on the border of this pathway. We might need to go back and then get on a different path.
The path behind us, do we see like the cabin or anything?
Just that long fog.
Do something different, huh? All right, fine. The skeleton. Mm-hmm. I grab it.
Yeah, you grab the skeleton?
Yeah.
Okay.
I start walking with it.
All right.
Okay, you can't grab a whole skeleton,
yeah,
right?
You're going to get pieces of it. You can't get the... It's not like you
pick
up...
It's not tied together.
So you can grab like a skull or like a rib cage or something.
Grab the skull.
Yeah, you grab the skull?
Yes.
Okay, you got the skull.
All right.
And it doesn't... You can tell that it's brittle and it's old, but it doesn't fall to pieces in your hand if you're careful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You pick the skull up?
Yeah, I'll start walking.
All right, y'all going to continue down the path? Or which way y'all going?
Or are we going backwards? I vote going backwards. Turning around and walking in the other
The
direction.
only bad thing is
We're going to walk straight back
I'm
at the
pointing at the
Yeah, we are.
skull. That's what happened when he went back.
But time progressed for him.
Okay. Let's try it.
I agree. Let's do it.
All right, fine.
All right, y'all going back?
We turn around.
Okay, you guys turn around and go back the other direction.
And then we all die and it's Bell's fault.
You don't instantly end up back in the area. You guys walk for a bit.
Can I go northwest, southwest?
You're not too sure which way you're going.
Oh man.
But Ayo, you have what is your passive perception? 18?
18.
Okay. You notice that as you guys are walking that it's not noticeably darker, but it is starting to dim a little bit. And that's just after you guys are walking for just a few minutes.
The sky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was 11 when we entered?
10.
Yeah, around
10?
10.
Your watches are still... We'll do it like this. If
Right
there's
now
any more
it's-
difference in your watches, I can let you guys know that. But yours is still accurate to what you should be, and yours is still 30 minutes behind.
So right now it should be around 11:30-ish.
Oh, yeah. During the day. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sorry. But yeah, it's day... on your watch, it's 11:30.
Yeah, because it was 10:30 at the cottage, then we traveled for an hour, so it should be 11:30.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still daylight. It's like middle of the, it should be super bright, not getting dark.
Guys, just be aware that the sky is getting dark.
You guys continue walking.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk, and it continues to get darker and darker.
Is it similar to when we were approaching the Hayes Manor?
Yeah, ish. It is. It's more like the sun's going down. Is what it's more like. Like you can
Instead
see
of a storm?
Yeah.
Stop. What if we walk backwards a couple steps and see if it gets lighter?
All right, you want to try that?
Belle walks backwards.
All right.
Is it lighter?
Just continues to get darker.
Okay. Just a theory.
Okay. And now that you guys are standing there, even without you guys walking forward, it's continually getting darker and darker until it is, for Bell, it's pitch black. And everyone that's got, put your goggles on, you can see. Everyone with dark vision, you can still see at your normal, 30, 60 feet? 30 feet?
60.
No,
60?
60. Yeah, 60.
Okay. Well, that's still under range of where the fog is, so you guys can still see. It actually looks clear now. You can't see all this extra fog. It's like it's lifted, but it's still there.
How long are we walking for?
You guys just continue walking.
Yeah.
After it gets dark, you guys can see it begins to open up, and in the distance you can see a hut, a stone hut in an opening with a trunk, and there's an axe stuck into the trunk, and the handle is fresh and new, and there's a light coming in from the from this place, and there is no gravestone in front. You can see smoke coming out from the chimney.
Back in time.
But it looks like it's you just walked up on the same scene from before, but it's new.
Yeah.
And it's nighttime. You can hear like the frogs and crickets in the distance.
Just kind of look at the like, what is this?
Mhm.
They put me in here just to torture me.
Might as well just
Hi, Mike. Let's go check it out.
I start walking that way.
At this point, let's see.
if I listen real hard in the woods, do I hear music playing?
Dun, 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 dun.
We got to go that way. We got to go that way.
We're back at the start.
Yeah.
Ao and Haimo, you get the feeling that someone is watching you at this point.
Okay.
Anybody want to look around or anything? Or?
I want to go up to the cottage.
I want to use my divine sense as far as I can stretch it out though.
Divine sense?
Like 30 feet or something.
That is actually fucking me. I'll look for you. I'd say 60.
Well, I'll save the time of looking it up. You turn it on,
Yeah.
and all you see is red. You can't see anything.
Red like evil red or
Oh, yeah.
fucking going in well.
If it's okay
You get
with
the
you,
overwhelming sense of
Death.
corruption and evil, resembling that to a fiend.
A fiend.
Haimo, if it's okay with you, I would like to knock
No.
on the cottage door.
I'm gonna take a peek around, see if I can feel where or see where these eyes.
Yeah, a perception check.
Yeah, sure. Nothing good. 16.
16?
Yeah.
Hammer, are you making one? Or
I guess.
well, you feel something, so you would look around or help him look around with it too. I would assume. That'd be
I got
natural.
15.
So you both got 15 and 16? Okay. In the distance, kind of in the woods, just for a second, you think you see just like a mask in the shadows, one that's smiling, and then it just kind of fades away as it backs up.
Be on guard.
And then nothing happens.
We're gonna have to enter the cabin.
We need to see how long it's been for them.
Yep. And then the door opens, actually, and there stands your son, and he's looking out, and he's like, "Who's there?" And he looks out and sees all of you. And how old was he the last time you seen him?
Like 16.
16? Yeah, he's 16. And he sees you, and his eyes get really big, and he runs down and gives you a hug. And he's like, "Oh, they told me that they killed you, and you weren't coming back."
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
And then your wife enters the doorway, and she's ecstatic to see you, and they're so happy. Like they tell you that they were just moved out here, and that they've been out here for a few weeks, and that you were dead, and they're so happy. Come inside.
Before we go inside, looking at her running out.
Mhm.
She wearing a necklace,
She is.
the same one I'm wearing.
I'm gonna stay out of the cabin and watch where that masked figure was.
Okay.
Shh, Azran, put that skull down. You're gonna scare the boy.
I continue to hold it.
Okay. But yeah, there's just from my brief description of the screen, there's not like the scene. There's nothing like strange with them wanting you to come in or anything. They're just, this is kind of like your moment, and I feel like me pretending to be your character's wife just kind of ruins it. But it's kind of like you've been reunited with your family that you thought was dead or missing, and you just saw their bodies, and so they're it's kind of an overwhelming feeling for Haimo right now. So
Yeah. I will follow them inside.
yeah, and they go in and they look at the rest of you and like they offer if you want to come in as well.
Hi, yeah, my name's Belle. I would love to. I've been traveling a long time.
Yeah, you can come in.
Then I kind of excuse myself and not introducing everybody, and I'll go through and give them the
Okay.
rundown.
And they're happy to see all of you, and they thank you guys for they assume that you guys have helped Haimo. And basically, like you just get to have time with your family. I'm not messing with this. So if you want to like spend time with them for a while and like let some time pass and enjoy it before you head back out or anything like that, then and then he's free to.
Definitely. So go some time and sit there. And
Yeah, and they she even like offers that like you can all stay there the night if you want.
I stayed outside the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Is
outside
you outside?
We're
Okay.
gonna walk back outside and let Haimo be with his family.
Stay guard.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, Belle will go back out too.
You go back out and give Haimo some alone time with his family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is anything different when we go back out?
No, it's
yeah,
the same.
I'm gonna smash him. I mean,
In your one bedroom hut with your 16-year-old son.
It's like, get out of here, son.
Your son watching.
Go outside, son.
go outside, then
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, well, actually, if after you spend some time, he does. The son will come outside and like read the moment and give you and your mom some alone time. To you guys start fawning over each other. He's like, I don't want to see that.
Belle will cast Tiny Hut.
Mhm.
Mark that off my
We
spells.
don't need to stay
Yeah,
here.
what are we staying for?
Haimo needs time. I mean, we're really going to make him leave right now?
I don't want to stay still longer.
We know that Haimo missed 10 years, but they were the same age as if they just left him.
But if we leave somewhere and come back, they might be gone again. I mean, there's no... We could bring them with us.
Well, I don't think they're real.
Yeah.
And I don't have the heart to tell Haimo.
And I don't want to stay or sleep in this forest. I want to stay awake as long as I can.
I think they're real. I think the only thing that's not real is the time. I think that all of this is real.
I don't,
You think that there are illusions of his family?
I don't think they're illusions. It's just they're stuck in time. Bad as I hate to think, I think Haimo's family is deceased, and whatever we done to move forward, we're seeing another part. So sometime or later, what's ever gonna come through the forest is gonna come and kill him, regardless. We can probably stop it, and maybe we can, but as of right now, I don't think there's no stopping this. They're gonna end up dying. What we saw was the aftermath. Everything we saw up to this point, the cabin being torn down, them being dead, even Arcus out there later down the road. It's just what's gonna happen.
Arcus thought he was gone for hours, but we went by his hut. No one had been there for days or years.
Correct. I feel for Haimo. And we shouldn't rush him.
If we hadn't have left Arcus and we went and fixed the pillar and then we all went out of the forest together, I think that he would have been the same age as the day that he walked in, and he would be alive. The only reason he is dead now is because we separated from him.
And if we would have stayed, we would have been walking down that same path until we ended up just like him, and then somebody be finding our bodies on the long road, years down the road, dead.
If
While
they
we
can
repeat.
find our bodies, because the realms are it's merging and
I think-
collapsing.
If we take Haimo's wife and child, then we could save them from the loop that we saw.
Bill.
It's not set in stone. It's not destiny just because it has happened once. We've already changed the paths of time within here. Surely we can do that on a greater scale.
We're in a time loop, and all we're saying is just what's about to happen. We already know what will happen. It's just the way it is.
I don't feel good about getting Haimo's hopes up that his family's going to be okay and break his heart all over again.
So from their perspective, they get to see him again, and then we just leave, and they grow old here and die. And no one discovers them for hundreds of years.
We could already be dead.
Their problem, yeah.
That's Ron. Use your divine sense on them.
All right. I don't want to look in the house, but I'll use it on the sun.
Oh, well, whenever you open your divine sense, you get the same thing. Just everything
just
is
all red.
blanketed. You can't
I can't
tell where he is.
Discern anything.
Yeah. Well, actually, we'll do it this way. The same way with detect magic.
It doesn't detect magic. It is not like crazy.
No, I mean,
No,
well,
I'm getting.
when you open up your sense, I imagine like you're like if you're in the normal world, you just open them up and you just take in whatever is around.
Yeah, you sense.
Yeah.
you
But-
You sense the location of creatures,
Yeah.
right?
But,
yeah,
but
creatures, fays, celestials, fiends.
well, the way we'll do this is that you get the overwhelming sensation of fiend, and you're blinded by this red aura.
Mhm.
But much like her sense of magic, you can see the space in between where there's not anything. And when you look at him, you get the same thing as everyone else. He looks normal to your senses. You're looking around, you can see everyone in your party. You can see him. If you're gonna try peeking the window,
Yeah.
yeah, even like the hut itself, it doesn't seem to be
Evil.
actual evil, but this aura around you is. You can't see Ruby. Ruby's kind of missing when you look for it.
Yeah.
But then you can still kind of smell her.
Girl, stink.
But just from it's confusing because you've probably never been in this situation with your divine sense. But
Yeah.
what you're picking up is that these people themselves are not evil.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think they're illusions. I think this is a second chance. We have stumbled onto a time in which we can take them out of the loop and save them. And yes, for us it's been 10 years, but for them it's only been 3 weeks, and they get to be he gets to be with his father again.
Does that work for Arcus?
I think it could have, and then we decided to leave him.
Yeah, but time went forward when we left them.
For
And
one-
So we can't leave them.
And you want to be stuck in this forest forever in a
I don't think
continuous
they're
loop?
going to keep us here. I think we can go and fix the pillar, and then the loops will end.
And we tried walking to the pillar when we left Arceus. We tried to walk to the lake, right? The lake that you said the pillar's at, and we never made it. We walked for hours on end and never made it.
So we just need to go down a different path.
I don't know another path.
The way we came.
I won't mention that to Haimo, but if you feel comfortable doing it, that's fine.
How's Hamo feel about it?
He's over there banging.
Yeah, you're in there. I mean, but just out of character, I guess. How does Hamo feel about the situation? He gets to see his family again.
It's a real high for him.
Mhm.
You know, especially looking and went through, lost your memory, got it back. Remember that you had a family, thought they were dead, find out they're alive, and then see the bones. You leave, come back, and they're dead.
Hamo's just like.
He's happy, but at the same time,
He's seen some
he
stuff.
keeps kind of toying at the necklace
Mhm.
that his wife is wearing, that he's still wearing.
Yeah. So the fresh memory that only happened, hours ago of of her grave, and more than likely your son's body draped over the tombstone.
Son's
Yeah.
adult body.
Mhm.
So they've stayed here and lived out full lives.
All right, Bill. You want to do this your way? Fine, we'll do it your way.
I just think we need to take them with us and not
We will
leave
take
them
them
here.
with us to the pillars, down into a dungeon with the horrors and everything that is there with us. Two people that cannot defend themselves. And do you remember the last pillar that was down there? Do you remember what was at the very end?
I wasn't there.
You wasn't?
No.
No,
Oh,
you
she
wouldn't.
wasn't there. Yes, you wasn't there. That's right.
Oh, Lord, don't you remember? No,
How you doing? Oh,
no.
wait, what we talking? Wait, we talking? I'm like, how you wasn't there? Yeah, that was all us. That was all of us. I guess we informed you. I would assume that we
Okay,
informed
so worst thing that could happen is we take them with us and they die, or we leave them here and we know they die for sure. Chance of them maybe living? 0 chance of them living.
and to put them back in front of Hymo and just watch them being killed again. We can only protect them for so long. I don't know how long we can do it down in a pillar.
Hymo can mentally cope with them dying in front of him again.
Yes,
Sure.
you want him to see his family
Completely
die.
leave it up to him as far as that goes. Like,
Yeah,
that's
I
his
think we're making a decision for him.
We're not making a
All right.
decision for him here.
All right,
I
fine.
agree.
Belle does not want to leave them, but
Okay,
Hymo's
so
choice.
Besides, if we take them, Belle can put them in the hut.
Sure diddly can.
So, you guys are out there discussing this. I know you're in there doing your thing.
I guess so, yeah.
Uh,
I'll get some smash time.
so, after some time passes and you guys are sitting outside, having a conversation with your son, eventually you'll come out and see everybody.
And a
And,
loincloth.
you come out and
Stankin'.
so what do you guys decide to do? You're all
Smelling
talking
of
about it.
sweat and shame.
What do you guys decide to do? Tell me what the plan is.
I know it's your decision.
He doesn't.
I'm gonna take Hamo off to the side a little bit.
Yeah.
Smoking my pipe.
Hamo, I know you're glad to see your family again, but we have a decision to make. We can either take them and try to keep them safe with us and try to make a way to the lake, or we can leave them here again, where they will surely die.
It would be awesome to see my family live and make it out of here. But do you think that's possible?
I don't know. We're working on a chance here. Hope.
I mean, sure, we haven't ran into anything that we've had to fight, but what happens if we do?
Well, I can tell you, one of those old ones, the assassins, they were around. Haven't seen them since, but they're out there. They know where we are.
Yeah, they came to me last night and tried to get me to kill Arthur. I don't understand why if they had already killed him. I think it was meant to get me in here somehow. Like I said, I love seeing my family, and then I kind of fiddle up the necklace. But this necklace that I got off of my wife's body, she's still wearing, that I'm wearing right now. I would, like I said, I would love to see it happen, but I'm not completely sure if it's even possible. And I don't know, I mean, you guys have already given me so much by just being friends. That would be a lot of me to ask.
It's up to you. If you want to, we can try to keep them safe. But the truth is, they could already be dead. Can you live with that?
I don't think I could personally see them die. I've seen a lot of death in my time. I've handed out a lot of death in my time, but to see my family, I don't know if that's something that I'm prepared to see.
We can go and take care of this pillar and hope their souls will be at rest.
If it,
Or they can come with us.
I would just hate for it to be a liability when they're not really here. And like I said, just keep rethinking about the necklace that I'm wearing. If we did take them, what would be our backup plan in case it wasn't working?
Kind of working on a plan A right now.
I'm guessing you guys have already talked about this and left it up to me.
It's your family.
If there's hope, I have to try.
Very well.
Yeah, I have to try.
So the choice is to take your family with you.
Yes.
Okay. So do you guys spend the night here, or do you
No.
take them out immediately?
We're going now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah. So you gear back up. What do you do with the supplies that Arcus gave to you to give to your family?
Kind of give them to my wife and tell her that Arcus was supposed to be bringing them.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, you're supposed to keep us restocked here, and there's seeds here too, so we can plant our own crops.
Yeah. Well, we won't be planting anything right now. We actually have to go.
Okay. And she'll,
So
you know,
this-
she questions, of course, but she puts the bag to the side, and they but with them just being moved out here of danger of being assassinated, they quickly gab their packs back up there, just minutes, and they're ready to go.
Do they have any weapons with them?
Your son has a short sword, and your wife has a dagger.
Okay.
What is your son's and your wife's names?
Kaylin, Caelynn is my wife.
Sorry, can you do that again? My dyslexia would just like totally fuck that up in my brain.
Caelynn.
C-A-E. Okay.
And then Dale. D-E-L.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're getting a deal.
All right. So, you guys heading out?
Yeah, I
Which-
guess we'll gather everybody up and head, I guess, toward the path, toward the lake.
Go back Blakeway?
Going
Yeah.
on the same path?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Again, it's dark, but you guys can see 60 feet. And I think Belle, you got like one good eye, you know.
Yeah. 50% vision.
But you guys head back to the path, and you walk down the path. Probably about 30 minutes pass by as you guys are walking. Again, longer than it should be to get to the lake. In the distance, you can hear a voice. You can't see anything, but you hear a voice, and it says, familiar voice. It sounds like Arcus. He says, "Yeah, I guess I can go back and bury the other body." And then you hear footsteps in the distance. And he seems like he's a good bit away, but you guys can still hear it in the distance because he's not whispering it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys continue on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I call out to him.
Yeah, you yell,
Arcus!
and you just hear hello,
Wait where you are.
and okay.
I walk faster.
You walk faster?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you're walking faster, you hear a yell and slashing.
All right.
Do we see what's hitting him?
You can see, well, only 60 feet. You get there and you can see the same masked figure that you saw earlier as it's kind of vanishing off into the woods.
Shit.
Can we?
But Arcus is there and he's face down and he has 4 daggers into his back and he's dead.
Um,
And well, your wife's freaking out a little bit, and your son is wide-eyed as the body of Arcus is out here, and they're here for us. Oh, we got to get out of here.
Calm down. Oh, man.
We can repeat this one more time. And that's what we're about to do. Just repeat it one more time. And I'm going to make an attempt to dash to him.
Yep.
As he comes up. And then you tell him to stop. And then we're going to try to catch him right there.
so we're gonna go back down the path and then come back up, and then hope
We're
that the
gonna
thing will repeat. Okay.
I get my sword ready.
We turn around and walk back down the
Ice
path.
cold. Yeah, ice cold.
So who's walking where? Tell me what's happening.
We're
We're trying
we're
to
all gonna walk back down to
Yeah.
the cottage.
Yeah, we're trying to repeat him
Okay.
walking back up.
So you turn from the body on the ground and begin walking back
Yeah.
where you came from? Okay. Yeah. You begin walking,
Yeah.
and you walk.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you want to walk?
Until we can hear him coming, walking back up again.
Okay.
Turn back around or something.
Yeah, we got to go to the cottage and then stop and then walk back up the path.
Yeah, we're just trying to repeat him coming
Can-
back up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you walk about 30 minutes. You don't get anything. You don't see the cottage.
We
You
don't
don't
get back to the cottage.
hear him.
Shit.
I can take a mental note of that.
So after about 30 minutes of walking in this direction, what do you guys decide to do here?
So we tried to go back and we didn't see the cottage.
Did you
No.
turn? You haven't seen the cottage, but do you turn back around and go back towards Arcus now, or do you continue on your path?
Yeah, I'll turn and
We should turn back around, I guess.
go back down the path.
And go back down again.
Yeah.
Okay. You turn back around
Mm-hmm.
and you walk for about 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You do not hear Arcus, but in the distance, in the middle of the path, you can see something. It even goes out of your dark vision. There's something is lit up like with a golden glow on the ground in the middle of the path. It's like you can see the forest, but then just out in like the void of darkness, you can see this one item, just kind of something just sitting on the ground. It looks kind of curved in the distance, but you can't quite see what it is. Something small, the golden glow around it.
Fine.
Approach.
Start going for it.
Okay. You get closer, and when you get to it, you can see that there is a feather on the ground, and it gives off this glow. And as you get to it, you can see in the distance there's another.
Start following.
You just go follow the feathers. Okay. Yeah, you go. You continue, and every time you get to the next one, you can see another one just kind of is just there in the distance. You never see it before you get to the one you're at.
Looking behind us,
Mhm.
do they disappear?
No, they're still behind you.
Okay.
Can I pick one up?
Yeah.
I gotta
It feels warm.
pick it up and hold it.
Yeah, you hold it.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, and it kind of has like a familiar feeling to it. You kind of have you just remember this big flaming baby.
All right. Yeah. All right. That's fine.
All right.
Continue on.
Yeah, continue on, and you guys will continue. You find another one, and then another, and another, and this goes on. It'll go on for probably an hour, but eventually, you guys come to an opening, and there's in this opening, it's still night, still black outside, and in the center of this opening, there's like a stump of a tree, but the top of the tree has been cut off, and there's one limb coming out. And it twigs off at the tip. and a owl is sitting on this branch.
Oh, I immediately start running back the other direction.
Don't wait.
No!
Raynor.
Use your divine sense. It's evil. I know it.
Right, I just like trying to Raynor. I'm pretty sure it's not evil. It's just it looks nice.
Eyes go blue.
Wait, just wait. Okay, let's just hear it out. Okay,
So this owl.
This owl, does it look like
Oh,
the
God.
same feathers from the ground we
This
saw?
owl. There's a moth in here. This owl that you see sitting here. It's a small owl. It has white feathers, and the tips of all of its feathers are kind of look like they've been dipped in gold. And the around its eyes, the patterns are also golden. It gives off a golden glow, but the thing that sticks out most is above this thing's head. There's kind of like there's a triangle with other triangles kind of at the tips that spin, and it spins around the head, kind of like a quadruple triangle halo around it, and it kind of.
I dug behind Asheron and like kind of peek over, or kind of crouch down, then peek over.
So you just like these people.
I approached the owl.
Yeah. You walk up to the owl, and it sits there. It doesn't flee or anything. And it just kind of watches you and tilts its head as you approach.
I nudge Asheron forward.
Just I hold my hand up.
No, I'm behind you. Like
I try to hold. I just grab him by the hand and just start like dragging him along. Like, come on, like a kid that doesn't want to go to something. Like,
my dragon like.
I
clawed
continue
feet
forward
Yeah,
until
yeah.
I'm about underneath the owl. Does
Yeah.
it move?
It doesn't move. It's like looking. It's a normal owl, like looking around and stuff. It like
Okay.
watches you and like looks up at all of you.
Okay.
And
Catch the owl.
you can hear. It's kind of like almost a ringing, but a familiar feeling as what you would use your rings to talk to each other, and you hear a voice in your head. It's like lost children. My name is Kalinor. I'm here to guide you.
guide us to where?
I would very much appreciate that.
You're lost in the woods, are you not?
We are.
Been here for a very long time.
How long?
But time in here is different. I've been searching for you. Hundreds of years.
There are those that were lost here for longer than us. How come you happened to find us before them?
I do not understand how this place works, only that time is not constant. He just kind of looks at all of you. Like, you can just kind of, he's like, it's just black eyes that he has just seem like a void, but you can tell that he's looking at each of you. And he just kind of stops on you.
I just ducked behind him again.
Why do you fear me? One with the soul of a dragon.
How do you know us? And I duck back that.
I pat him on the head. Just
You were here to repair the pillars of this world,
Yes.
but you're only mere mortals. And he kind of like looks at you, mostly.
Even mortals can do amazing things.
Indeed, but sometimes you need a guiding hand, and I can show you the way. But he does not say "the way."
I was going to look left and right.
Couldn't help it. I just like,
Show you.
as soon as you say that, I'm like,
I was looking left and right. I was waiting on someone to walk out the forest.
all I saw was the face.
Yeah.
Do you know where the lake is?
Yes,
We would appreciate you taking us there.
no, I'll be happy to take you there, but I need something from you first.
What do you need?
A pact.
Pact?
Great.
Mhm.
Ah.
This is a dangerous world, and many things will take my life if they had the chance. I need your protection.
From.
Many things.
And he looks at you, many things.
Well, if you think the immortals can protect you, tell us how.
Well, there's one thing that mortals value above all else, and that's
Women.
themselves.
Oh.
Make a pact marking both of our existences. If I should pass from this world, so will one of your friends. Shit. This will guarantee that you try your hardest to uphold your end.
I'll do it.
He kind of looks at you for a minute. I was hoping for the dragon. But if
How do you know we can trust you? How?
He kind of sits there for a second. Kind of hops the way into the branch.
I mean, who are you?
I'm Kalinor.
But who is that?
Some fancy looking bird.
If you've managed to survive for hundreds of years so far trying to find us, what makes you think that we would be able to...
You need us as much as we need you. So I'll be willing to take that pact.
No,
if you-
I will.
No.
He asked for Ray. Ray knows.
What about the Chosen of Helm?
Oh, great. Really?
Yeah, go champion.
Yeah,
I look at everybody. I'm like,
he's kind of busy right now.
yeah, okay. So
And then
protect you. So if you die, I die, right? And if I die, do you die?
No, you already have a pact, though. You cannot be the one.
No, I was a big brother. No,
That's fine. I'll
Could
make
you-
a pact.
Could you perhaps remove the other pact that's on Azeron, and then you could take that one's place?
No,
Bill.
it's fine. I'll make a pact as well.
Then it just goes to this guy.
Bill, either way, I'm
That's
gonna,
true. Yeah.
I'll handle this in due time. When we get to the mountains, then we'll see. But until then, don't worry about it.
Step forward. Whoever is chosen to be the one.
I can't do it. Oh, else I
I'll,
would, Ray.
I'll step up.
You gonna do it?
I'll step up.
And Belle will also step forward.
So would I.
Okay.
Shit. Me too.
Ah, you're so brave, all of you. And the owl kind of flutters his wings a little bit. This is good. And it kind of swoops down and flies, and it is heading for you. It's flying directly at you.
I just stumble back a little
Stumble
bit.
back a little bit, and it goes down and comes at you, but then almost like a bolt of lightning, it just hits you in the chest hard and knocks you on your back. And those of you that are around can see there's a hole in his chest, and these owl feet are sticking out, and it's like clawing its way into your body, and it's painful. It's very painful. And this owl is crawling into you, and you can't help but scream in pain. It's unbearable.
Oh my god.
And it goes into your chest, and you can feel it like just writhing on in your insides, and then you can't breathe as you can feel it pushing its way up your throat. And the wound on your chest starts to close, but you feel like you're suffocating, and the owl's head begins to emerge from your mouth. And it's forcing its way out of your mouth, basically. And it's not a huge owl or anything, but it's definitely, this hurts still.
Sounds like it's very painful.
And the owl, if you like reach over and like you're lurching, like your gag reflex, everything is your body's trying to get this owl out, and it pulls itself free, and like the slobber and the snot, everything from your throat is on it. It just kind of flops on the ground wet and rolls up to its feet, and it kind of hops off. Like, the pact is it's made. It's like its wings are like covered in like
Yeah, it is.
gross.
Gross as fuck.
It's like
This is amazing.
it doesn't seem to be able to fly. Like its wings are like covered in this goo.
I crawl over to it and press hesitation and try to get all that crap off.
Yeah, yeah, you can clean it up, and it just kind of turns around, that's looking at you face to face. It says, "Thank you. You are considerate. Sorry that I didn't warn you first, but I thought you may run in fear." And it gives you a little peck on the nose.
Ray, that was really weird. Are you okay?
I don't know.
Hey, Ray, I just want you to know my pack didn't even feel like that at all. I'm just, ugh.
Yeah, I better say better you than me.
Ugh. Are you okay?
Do you feel the same?
As you you could feel the owl like scratching its way out with its feet, trying to push its way out, but the pain subsides and kind of it goes away as kind of a warm golden glow is around you, and like your chest heals up, and you spit some blood, but you can feel your mouth and everything healing back up, and the owl just kind of sits there and looks at you while you're down your hands and knees in front of it.
So what is this? Just wipe some. What does this mean?
We are bound for all eternity.
For all eternity? Not just until we get out of the forest?
It's a pack.
Did I make that clear?
Not really. You said that you needed safety from all things in the forest.
Oh, I need safety from many things.
I don't think
That
he
is
specified.
very deceptive.
It's not deceptive.
He didn't specify.
He just said for many things, so that meant as long as they live.
Now, how can you help us?
And he kind of like hops up onto your shoulder.
Can you show us the way?
Yes. And I guess you stand up.
I'll get to my feet.
Yeah. And, this owl is sitting on your shoulder. So, and as you stand up, your shirt is not healed, but on your chest, these triangles, like it's a large triangle, and then one in each corner, just kind of burned into your chest like a brand. But the owl doesn't currently have this same halo above its head anymore. He seems to be a small white gold-tipped owl now.
Feel any different?
I don't. I mean, I feel the same.
You just need to try one thing to see if y'all are bound to one another. Talk to it and only it, but mentally.
Okay. No.
He just kind of looks at you. But then you can all still hear, it's like, I can speak to each of you mentally. The power that you have in these rings is borrowed from the gods.
Oh, we didn't know that.
Oh boy.
So that boy must know. And you know, this forest is weird enough as it is. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, let's go. Let's move on.
If it's possible, like, I'd like for my scales to kind of like be kind of standing on end. As if,
They all kind of pop up a little bit. Yeah,
as
sure.
if they were hairs standing on end.
All right. Well, yeah. Kalanor will instruct you guys to continue walking forward into another path that's opened past the tree he was in.
I want to walk next to him. So can he make him hit? Can he make you hit yourself?
I wouldn't think so.
Must be nice.
I mean, he needs me to survive just as much as we need him to survive.
Yeah, that's the same thing this one says, and we hardly get along. But whatever, Ray. Yeah. Whatever.
And actually, now that you mentioned him above there, you guys just kind of like glance in just general. You can almost kind of see a shadow above Terrence.
Sweet.
And you can see kind of hands that are out and like really thin, kind of shaky shadows that lead down. They can basically see the outline of Zedekil right now, as if the veil between the worlds is much thinner here.
And I just look up. That shit is creepy.
Oh yeah, you have to try walking in front of a mirror and then looking at it. Hey, at least you don't have strings and this guy above you. At least it's on your shoulder. But then again, it is your worst fear.
You get your peg leg to go with it.
Yeah, so Ray's got this.
I kind of want like this.
With the owl sitting on your shoulder, so looking at him. And as you're walking, you're like, why won't you look at me?
I am terrified of the owls.
Well, this is it's an understandable fear. Owls are fearsome predators.
Exactly. I tell these guys all the time that they are the most dangerous creatures in the world.
I knew I picked well. Anyway, as you guys are walking, it's kind of there's like just a golden glow around all of you guys, and you can just kind of see on the ground as you go. And of course, your dark vision carries past this, but the sky begins to brighten up a little bit, like it's getting lighter out as you guys press forward. And as you continue on, eventually it's the same brightness outside as it was when you first entered the forest. And in the distance, you can hear running water. It's coming from ahead of you in the path, and the path it's still just straight as it's always been. And you can see in the distance that the fog begins to lift, and you guys come into an opening, a very, very, very large opening. And in the middle, there is it's a lake, a large pond. And in the very back, you can see a waterfall is going down into this lake. Just the water that you hear. And the woods just kind of make a circle around this place. There in the front, where you guys are entering, there is a stone pillar, and you can see there's writing on it. It's probably about 4 feet high. And to the side, there's a brown backpack. And you can see, as if you guys continue forward, that there is a large fish swimming around this water. And it kind of peeks its its large face kind of peeks out of the water, and you can see long whiskers coming off of it. And this gaping mouth is this huge, oversized catfish is looking at you and goes back into the water and swims around.
Is the water clear or
It
like?
is. This is actually, it's like a very beautiful scene. Like the water's crystal clear, and there's even, you can see some sunlight coming in through the canopy. And you look up, you don't see the fog, you can see the sky.
I kind of look over at Kellenor. Hey, Kellenor, have you seen anybody else in the forest other than us?
Yes. This place is cursed and corrupted.
Anybody with wearing masks?
Masks? There were some with masks. They followed you in.
Okay. Keep walking.
This is exactly as the druids described it. It's gorgeous.
Okay, we're here, but what do we do?
Eat that fish.
And Kalendor is like the one who is cursed. I believe he can open the way. The fish. And Kalendor kind of flies from your shoulder and lands in a tree above the edge of the water and just kind of sits and seems to be watching you guys.
I walk up to the pillar.
Yeah.
What's the writing?
The pillar?
Yeah.
Let's see. As you walk up to the pillar, again, it's not very far in front of you. Like, this is pretty much the path opens up, and you guys are merely 15 feet away from this lake. But the pillar that stands there says, where is it?
You are not the queen.
Is it what language is it written in?
Oh yeah, that's actually what I was forgot to write down earlier. The language is Elven.
Okay, I can't
You read that?
I can't.
Yeah.
A lot of the party can, but I
You
can't.
guys are coming up to look at this pillar, and as you do, the fish kind of comes up to the edge of the water, and it's like this fish is. This thing is huge. It's like the biggest catfish you've ever seen, the biggest fish you've ever seen, really. And it's kind of like pokes its head in the water and looks at you. And he's like, but the stone, it says, Enter these waters as a babe into this world. Grant this creature's one wish, so that the forest may live in peace. Enter the water as a babe into this world, and grant this creature's one wish, so that the forest may be left in peace.
I relay that to everybody.
Okay.
So we go into the water, and it tells us what it wants.
And beside the pillar, there's this pack that's laying there, and it looks like it's been there for a while. It looks very old.
I go up to the pack.
Mhm.
I open it up.
Yeah, and you open it up, and there's like some rags of what seems to be like a change of clothes, and there is a leather-bound journal in here.
What language is it in?
You open it up and you look at it, and like the pages are very brittle, and most of the pages are worn. You can't really read what they say, but you can catch a couple letters, and it looks to be common.
Okay.
Yeah, and you flip through this. Okay.
Flip through.
You flip through, and like I said, you the pages are just, the ink's gone. It's all worn out. You can't really make anything out of it. But you do find one picture. It looks kind of like a painting. It's old as well, but it's not faded away like the others. It looks like it was pinned in better than that. It is of a long-haired woman, and it's a picture of her, a woman that's kind of waist deep in water, and you can see depictions of little catfish swimming around her, and she's nude.
Ooh.
Has care. And if you flip it over the back, there is some drawing here. Again, you can read this, and it says, "Will I ever find love? All I ever wanted was to find someone to marry and love for all my days."
Look at me with, he says that you waiting on me to pop the question or something? Right here on the screen? No.
And as you guys are reading through this, the fish kind of comes back up at the top of the water and goes back under. And you can see the outline of it as it swims around the pool.
Read me again what the pillar said. Come into the water as a babe into this world. And then what was after that?
Enter these waters as a babe into this world. Grant this creature's one wish, so that the forest may once again live in peace.
Okay. All right. So, who wants to go and talk to the fish?
I don't speak fish, so probably not me.
I walk up to the edge of the water.
Mhm.
Hi.
Well, and the fish, you can see it swimming up to you, and the water. You don't see like a bank or in the water. You don't see the bottom. It just seems like it goes straight down, and the fish kind of swims up to the edge and sticks its head out. And you kind of hear like the noise of its mouth.
Okay. I think whoever is going to communicate with the fish needs to be in the water. And like the lady in the drawing, they probably need to be naked. If they're going to be like a babe into the world, which is unclothed.
It takes me like 10 minutes to take this armor off, and then like another 5 to put it on.
So you're not volunteering to go speak with the fish?
It is a lady. Why don't you go?
Get naked.
Yeah. I was like, get naked. All right. So Hama starts taking the clothes off, and your son kind of turns and covers his eyes up.
Then I kind of just jump in the water.
You hop in the water?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you hop in the water, and the water's, ooh, it's so chilly in here. Ooh, kind of takes your breath a little bit, but yeah, you swim in the water, and you can't touch the bottom. But the fish, it swims up to you, and you can see its face pop up, and it's like right in your face, like.
Hello.
It just kind of sinks back in the water a little bit and kind of turns to the side, and his whiskers kind of in your face, is kind of looking at you.
Duck your head underwater.
I go under the water.
Yeah. Yeah, you just dunk your head underwater? Are you like opening your eyes to look underwater or something like that?
No, I'm going all the way under.
Yeah. Okay, you go underwater and nothing happens.
Uh,
And you don't hear you can kind of hear the fish's tail moving around, but you don't feel the water moving or anything.
try to talk underwater.
Yeah, and,
Say
and
hello.
you hear boom boom.
Say nothing.
Nothing.
Try to mentally talk to him.
You try to mentally talk to the fish,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and you like think at the fish, and the fish just kind of still sits there looking at you. And it kind of just swims around, and then swims back over to you again.
Swim up.
What's
Alright.
its wish?
I don't know. You want to talk?
Maybe you should try.
Yeah, do you have the ability to speak with animals?
No.
You don't.
Yeah, but the picture has a naked lady in the lake with them all around. So he might as well fit the description. I don't know.
Maybe the fish is the lady.
That's what I was thinking.
We ain't getting nowhere talking to her real fast. So what now?
Why would she not like Hymo?
Maybe it's a girl thing. Maybe
Maybe.
two women need to talk. I don't know.
So
Can you talk to her, girl to fish?
Belle starts undressing.
okay, yeah,
Great.
Belle strips it down. Yeah.
All
Bird's
right.
eyes.
Is everybody staring?
I'm still
Wait. Just,
You're still in the water?
Just describe
I'm
describe
getting-
only. Brother, it seems we'll
She starts like
by him
pulling
Yeah.
down her hair.
Yeah.
Get blessed by him once again.
Yeah.
See this.
So you hop in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, you hop in the water,
Get in the water.
and the fish kind of swims over to you, and it just kind of sits there looking at both of you.
Hi, buddy.
While that happens, I look up at Calnor. Calnor, what did you say when we first got to the pool before you flew up there?
This creature's cursed.
The creature in the lake is?
Yes.
And if we grant the creature's wish, then the forest will be back to normal.
And he just stays quiet.
I normally love owls.
All right. So yeah, you're swimming with this fish, and
Yeah.
nothing's happening.
No.
That fish just kind of sitting there, just kind of swims around you, and just kind of like slowly goes by, looking at you. This whiskers.
Belle gets back out and puts a cloak around her.
Yeah,
Does it, okay, after she gets out, does the fish keep on,
following her.
like coming up and, like, doing the mouth thing?
Yeah, it just keeps swimming around, like coming up to you, and
Does it
How
seem to
big
have?
is this fish?
It's
this
huge.
thing is like 10 feet long and like
So,
huge.
okay, so if I time the jump right, can I jump, like, straight in his mouth?
No, you can jump inside this fish. Yeah, sure. If you want to
Oh
try
my
to get inside
God.
this fish.
Why?
Maybe he's hungry.
Oh,
Do that. We'll kill it if it tries to eat you.
I'm gonna just sit there and kind of watch it and time it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
the fish is not that big, man.
I don't care, I'm trying.
You can try to get the
Alright.
fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump in the fish's mouth when he comes up. And does the-
Oh yeah, he comes up to you and you jump in. You try to go in there. Yeah. Are you like you're still in the water trying to jump in his mouth?
Nah, I had got
You
out.
got out. Okay,
And
sure.
I'm timing it and running. And
All
jumping.
right. So give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah. Ooh, shit. Yeah. 12.
12. All right. Well, you don't jump in the fish's mouth, but you do dive onto the fish, and you hit it, and it's like you kind of feel like a pain in your side as
Oh,
one of the
God.
fish's like barbs kind of stabbed you a little bit as you jumped into it, and it kind of swims away, and then it doesn't really do any like damage, but
Yeah.
you kind of hurt yourself a little bit, and he like swims away. Then she comes back and like kind of comes out the water. She's a little further away from you now, or it is a little further away from you now. It's kind of sitting there, just about 10 feet away. It was like right up on you, but now it's kind of looking at you from far away.
All right, so Al, this is the cursed creature,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna assume that's its backpack.
I don't know. Maybe. What's in the backpack?
There was a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Any clues?
There was a photograph or a picture, a painting,
Kind of a drawing.
drawing.
Yeah, and if you take the drawing out, and look at it. It is a woman that seems to be waist deep in water, surrounded by fishes. She's elven. You can see the point of her ears, and then on the back there's the message that says, "Will I ever find love? All I ever wanted was to find someone to marry and love for all my days."
God.
Try to give her a kiss.
Yeah, I'm already Who's gonna give that a kiss?
Did you see this painting, this drawing?
That could have been years ago. Not time passes here. That could have been years ago. What if she's like,
I go over and start unbuckling his armor.
Oh yeah. Trying to help his armor off.
Yeah.
I get a fish duck lips, like
The fish kind of like starts getting closer to you.
Ooh.
It's kind of like
split my whole thing.
God.
Give the fish a peck on the fish cheek.
yeah, give it a peck on the cheek. It's slimy, and as your face gets to it, you can smell like the fishy smell. It's like kind of stinky. a little bit.
Omega-3s.
No, that's not good enough. I start unbuckling his other armor.
No, but you give it a kiss, and the fish is kind of like you can still see its one eye, just kind of looking at you from that side.
Yeah.
So I grab the fish by the face and go full frontal,
Yeah,
oh my
tying
god.
off.
you're just like
In
Wow.
front of your wife!
In front of your wife! In
Oh
front
my
of your
God.
wife!
you hear your wife go,
She
Oh
thought you
my
were
God.
dead, and now you're back making out with fish.
and everyone is aghast as Hymo begins. You stick your mouth into the fish's mouth and start going, "Bleh," and you just kind of feel the fish's lips on your face, kind of going.
Oh my god.
All right. And after a
It wants marriage. It wants commitment.
after a quick makeout session, the fish is just kind of just looking at you
Oh,
as your
God.
face feels real slimy.
Oh my god.
I jump out the water. I'm
Yeah.
Oh my
You
god.
get out the water. All right.
Fine.
Someone needs to get naked and confess their love and then marry this fish.
My heart's already taken, and you saw what my brother, his is on the sea somewhere. But in this instance, fine, whatever. Oh my god.
So Oceron's taking his dolphin
If
his
only
armor.
we had a cleric
I'm
to
I'm just gonna
I've
To
already
do
done
this
it.
marriage.
A lot of it.
I'm gonna take the top part off and show it my chest.
Oh yeah, you gotta take it off. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still with the bottom of the pants or
Mhm.
Mhm.
And oh my god, to look at the fish and to look gracefully into his eyes. And do her or
His.
with it, him, the, whatever
Check that
that
cloak.
it identifies as a trash can. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a name on the book or anything, do we?
I don't think so.
And before you start talking, like, you saw that tongue that I gave you. You have to work hard, bro.
Okay.
It's gotta be from the heart.
Yeah, from the fair fish lady. I've been searching for love. Oh my god, this is just, all I can see is that. I've been searching for love far and wide.
Yeah, can I start just going up closer to the edge while it's looking at you?
And it seems that you have been searching for love as well. And it seems at this given moment that our hearts will become one, and you're the one I'm searching for, and maybe I'm the one you're searching for. So maybe this is the right time, but I don't mean to be too, I don't know, straightforward. I don't know. But my heart, it beats for you. Yeah, and I start to kneel, and I try to do one of those, like if she had a hand.
Yeah, hold your hand out, and the fish
Yeah.
kind of swims up and kind of puts one of his fins out the water.
I hold it, and I do one of those.
Yeah.
But if it would be yours to have, I would like to marry you. Would you marry me and be my wife?
And it looks at you, and it kind of like looks excited and like swims around happily. But then like after it does that, and it's very excited, it's going all over the place. So this fish is happy. Then it kind of stops and like kind of comes back up to the edge of the water. And then it kind of goes under the water a little bit and You hear a there's like a kind of this water spray kind of goes at the pillar. And it kind of like swims over and like comes up and spits at the pillar again.
Okay, I guess I need to go over there. I take the rest of my clothes off and get down to the loincloth.
And it spits at the pillar again.
Yeah, and I start swimming toward the pillar.
Well, if you gonna take the loincloth off, you gotta be butt ass naked.
Like a babe into this world.
A baby to...
That's what it said.
Did you see what me and Belle did? We
So I jumped down in the lake.
Oseron, give her the pillar.
You mean right here? Right here? Just...
I mean, please keep it under the water.
Imagine Belle's just like,
I jump down in the water since everyone wants me to be as a newborn babe. I take it and I take my loincloth. I go like this and I throw it back up on the shore.
like leopard print
Man,
loincloth.
just like that boy around, just toss it.
And the fish, you can see it under the water kind of swim up to you. And it sits there for a minute, and then it kind of comes up to the top, and it's like looking at you.
So
All right.
what's up, wifey?
So who's gonna marry this dwarf and this fish?
God.
Yep.
All right, Scryan, you stepping up.
Oh yeah.
All right, so the fish, you and this fish are together, and he's got its fins out, and you're holding its fins, and you're right in front of this pillar, and the waterfalls in the background, and
That's
the sun
beautiful.
shines coming in, and Scryan steps up behind the pillar. Scryan,
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to wed these two love fish.
I just look at him like angrily, like
In marriage. And, well, we'll just skip to the important part. And, first, does anyone object to these two being wed? Me neither! Oseron, will you take, that to be,
that's my wife.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother.
My love to me.
I didn't catch the name.
I didn't either. Just right on in. Just yep. This is the one I was looking for.
Do you accept this to be your wife?
Call a kid.
Yeah. Right before I do,
Quite a
what
bit.
are the stats on the fish?
this fish in the chest, it's pretty wide in the front, so you would gauge that in size to be about like a 9. And then the fish gets down a little skinnier, you know how fish do, and so the bottom is probably like a 3.
How's that tail?
But then the tail on it is very large.
All right. Now, so I turn and look my. Yes, I do. I do.
Do you fish, kitty fish, take my brother, Helm's chosen,
Flexing a woman.
And you
Oseron Kegfinger.
you also don't have to swim. Like the fish seems to be just kind of like, while you're around it, you just kind of float.
Oh, float. All right.
One half of the pure dwarven strength.
Pure.
Very pure. I heard that. Pure. At the purest.
As your husband.
And the fish kind of like, you can see like kind of nod in the water and come back out.
That by all the magical powers in me,
What up?
I pronounce you two husband and wife.
Oh, okay.
All right. And as you say that, what's next?
You may now kiss your bride.
And it kind of stops going. And its lips just come together, and it kind of starts leaning in towards you.
And I'm on the side, I'm like, it's really not that bad. It's a little slimy, but it's not that bad.
You kissed my wife.
That was before I knew that, you know.
You didn't know her yet.
I didn't know her. Oh yeah, nah, I didn't know her. Seems kind of skankish, but okay. Kissing people then get married on the same day. What is this? Oh boy! All right, I'll walk over to her and I just look.
You float over to her. Yeah.
I'm just like, and oh my god, and I kiss her like I mean it.
Yeah. You lean in. You give her a big kiss, and as you do, you can feel like you lean back and you go underwater, like this fish is taking you, and you're just kind of swimming and spinning through the water as you're in this kissing embrace. And you don't feel like you have, like you can still breathe just fine. Like you don't feel like you're being suffocated by the water.
Oh, sweet.
And there's this beautiful scene as you and this catfish are spinning through the water in lover's embrace and joined at the lips. And as you finish your kiss and you're looking at it, you can see the fish begin to, it starts to get smaller. And you start to see like features, and you see hair, long brown hair is flowing through the water. And you see a face begin to form, and it's like, you see beautiful blue eyes looking at you, and you start to see just like small feminine features, and its body begins to transform, and you can see the chest begin to come in, and as you're looking, and it's, even though it's transforming, it's still part fish, but you see this is like this being that is being transformed is beautiful.
I open my eyes up like.
Yeah, and you're still like just kind of spinning around. You just kind of see like the top of the water. You're just kind of looking into its eyes. Its eyes come together, and its nose, and its mouth, and these red kissable lips. It's just kind of looking at you, and it starts to take more form. And you see, like the long hair still flowing through the water. Its chest begins to harden, and the jawline begins to appear, and thick eyebrows. And as the transformation is finished, you were looking at the face of the most beautiful man you've ever seen.
Margot!
Of course, because why would you?
And he holds you, and he has a smile on his face, and he says, "Thank you, my love."
And I punch him in the face.
And we'll stop this episode right here. Yeah.
God.
That's
I knew
great.
it. I knew it was going to eat perfectly. Like, no.
Oh, shit, I kissed him.
Oh man, you just got catfish.
Yeah, I
That's the end of this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you got any fan art or any favorite moments from the night you want to share with us, hashtag Charisma Plus. I hope there's some fan art of Osron marrying this catfish that turns into a sexy man.
So sexy.
But we'll see you guys next time. Until then, stay toasty, my friends. Bye.
Yeah.
You know.